Good evening and welcome to the Mildura Sporting Precinct. We are all set here for Game 27 of the Global Over 50s T20 Festivale. Our game tonight for you is Saxon Kings versus the Taverners. The Kings won the toss, elected to bowl. It's Pat Silcox with you alongside of Peter Walsh.
Yeah, it's about time we got here. How many games did you say we've
27.
seen? 270,
yeah,
was it?
That's right.
And this is one of the most important ones, even though these two sides are really batting for pride or bowling for pride because they've fumbled their way through the last week and a bit. But it's still a matter of let's get out there and pick up some wickets or pick up some runs, and then we roll into what will be a manic Tuesday tomorrow, my friend.
Yep. Well, Saxon Kings mathematically, Walsh, here are half a chance. They're obviously relying on a favourable result in the other night game, which is on at the John Hall Oval. That's between Lightning Storm and Sandgropers. So their mentality here is to bowl first, rip them out quickly, and then try and get them as quick as they can to try and boost their net run rate, because that's the thing that's going to potentially hamper them.
Yes, very true. We've told them that there are lots of good shows on Netflix tonight, so we want them to blast quickly and without too many issues to deal with, and we'll see what happens. Windy, but fine again tonight.
Yeah, no rain, but that breeze has just stuck with us for most of the day. It was up around that 35 kilometre an hour mark, and I reckon it's probably around about that at the moment as we watch on here from the basketball stadium. And we're having a look there at Marcus Williams, who's going to take the first ball.
And also what we're seeing here with the camera crews up at one end and up at the other end, one of each, we've got the big rope right around now, which makes it easier for us, as you can see in the background, makes it easier for us to pick up whether or not it's tickled across the boundary for a 4 or what goes on, and looks magnificent.
It does. Jeff Charlesworth is one of our umpires tonight alongside of Billy Bowden, and we are all systems go at the MSP.
First ball, turned away on the onside, no real power in the shot, and no need for any consternation in the camp. Yes, the mentality of the teams, their bodies are sore, a few of them saying that they were in and out of the swimming pool back at the hotel, but not for very long because it was pretty cool.
Yep.
But going into this match and thinking, all right, this might be the last game that we play. We've had a good time, but let's give us some bragging rights if we can do something out of the ordinary and get a W.
Okay, so Wilkes bowling from the Deakin Avenue end of the ground. It's taken away down the leg side. Bit of a chase coming up there. I think the ball's going to win that battle. As we can see, Chris Stacey just hobbling his way down towards fine leg. Couldn't quite get there in time. So first boundary of this evening session. And it looks like it's going to be 4-leg buys. So we've got 5 on the scoreboard and all so far in sundries.
We have had some weird games, Pat, haven't we? We've had wickets falling in first overs in quite a few of the games we have broadcast.
Yeah, we have. There's Wilkes bowling now to Mays. That's Jeff Mays. Anthony Wilkes has had a really good tournament, been one of the best bowlers that we've seen, and leading the tally coming into this game. Had around about the 12 wickets. He had a 3 scalp lead over the next best, so he'll be looking to add to his collection tonight. Oh, that stayed down as Mays tries to get back and across and hit it out into the onside. Just taking a little while to loosen into it. Wilkesy looks a little bit stiff, but he's got a bit of a breeze behind his back, and that should encourage him somewhat.
Yes, he'd like to be hitting the spot to see whether or not he was going to pick up a wicket in his opening over. He'll try again.
He's just patting it back to the bowler, so no run, none for 5 as we near the end of this, the first over. Of course, the opening power play with 3 men allowed outside of the restrictive fielding circles. Just angled down the leg side, thunders into the pads there of Mays, who was keen on a single, but good work of his own bowling there from Wilkes. Ends the first over with the Taverners none for 5. Of course, Walshy, the other one that we're keenly keeping an eye on is over at the John Hall Oval. And that game is between Sandgropers and Lightning Storm. And we'll try and keep you posted with score updates from that particular game. In fact, I can tell you Lightning Storm won the toss and are batting. And currently are none for 5 in the first over.
Yes, that'll be interesting. And this is the good thing about a tournament as such. Even if you have been performing poorly and you might be down at the bottom of the table, there's still a chance to play cricket tomorrow if you're good enough to win your last game and your run rate's okay and your points are okay for those that the game has resulted in a win. That'll mean you've played all the way through, and it'll be good tomorrow because it's a fairly busy day tomorrow, isn't it?
Yeah. We've got a round of games at 9:30, so we'll see the top 4 play off against each other. First versus 4th, second versus 3rd, and then the bottom 4. I believe it's 5 against 6 and 7 against 8th for a bit of bragging rights down that bottom end. And as you mentioned, Walsh, a bit of confidence and momentum heading into next year.
Yes, and this time, 24 hours ago, we had fog and mist.
Well, in the result of someone driving down there at the back laneway behind the vineyards there, stirring up a heap of dust that took a long time to shift. It was so still last night.
Right.
Wouldn't have been a problem tonight, I don't think.
No, I talked to a few of the guys beforehand and they said, no, we weren't fogged and mist. I think they were close to that. I think the rhyming terms might have fitted in, but we've seen just about everything except heavy rain. We had some overnight heavy rain, but it's been really good.
Don't jinx
us. No, I don't
us.
want to do that.
There is the chance of an early shower tomorrow, but hopefully we'll get through unscathed. As Chris Stacey is looming large at that vineyard end, he's going to be bowling to Marcus Williams, score number 5. Williams is nicely across there and trying to find the gap on the offside. They'll get through for the single. It was well knocked down on the ring, but Williams still coy enough to get through to the other end.
Good fielding out there, and the ground itself is quite magnificent. We gave lots of positives to the curator and his assistant, And they take a massive amount of pride in what they prepare. And this has been one of many. I don't think we've seen an average track. And there hasn't been any complaint, I don't think, from anyone. They've enjoyed the cricket that's been prepared by some of these guys, and this would be their biggest occasion, particularly also meeting Les Burdett, the 40 years at the Adelaide Oval, and a wonderful person is Les.
As Mays hits out into the offside, knocked down on the ring there by the Kings. So they restrict the run-scoring opportunity. That was a good effort by Glenn Spencer. Managed to get his hands to the ball. So no wicket for 6. We're in the second over. Stacey is in operation from the Vineyard end. Big shout. That one stays down. That might have just been tailing down the leg side. Umpire Bowden had a decent old look at that one. We may get another chance to do the same ourselves on a replay shortly. But yeah, Walshy, this looked like it might have just been tailing down, I reckon.
You notice too, Billy leans forward, doesn't
he? Does.
Yeah, all over the stumps at the non-striker's end. He doesn't have to do anything else other than count the deliveries at the moment. And now he's gesticulating out to the umpire who's fielding at square leg. There's never anything that you don't do as an umpire. There's so many things that we take for granted. They have the concentration levels that are to the fore. They are to be congratulated, because if they make a mistake, we jump all over them.
We do.
No, the concentration is amazing. And the one thing I'd like to ask Billy is, and we won't at the moment because Stacey's coming in to finish his first over. It's none for 6 for his first over. I'm just saying, Pat, about former cricketers who have made the step, and Blocker Wilson,
yes.
Paul Rifle, Rod Tucker, those sorts of guys. Isn't it good that they've given their game away and thought, no, I want to stay in the game, and they're umpiring at test level?
Yeah, no, it's fantastic. Hopefully in the years ahead we'll see more of that as guys just finish up their on-field activities. Want to stay involved in this great game that we love so much. And it's none for 6 in the second over here at the MSP. Taverners are at the crease after being sent in by the Saxon Kings. Kings keen to get some early breakthroughs here.
Steady start, nothing out of the ordinary. This ball whipped off toes. Good shot, well fielded. A dive and a save. That was excellent from Brad Bates. Got across and did the cleaning up, and there's no run. And will we eventually see a female being an adjudicator in first-class cricket as an umpire, do you think?
Oh, absolutely. We're seeing female umpires in the AFL and the NRL, so there's absolutely no reason why not, as that one swung away down the leg side by Mays. Again, I'm thinking that might have been off the pad. Just wait for the score to update there, but hasn't really got himself going just yet. He's been out there for 11 balls, and he's looking to try and get things rolling here in the first power play. Back and across, and that one's hit out into the onside. Timed pretty nicely. I'll get through for 2 as the balls are sent back in by Chris Stacey. And Maisie's underway.
There'll be a few that might be looking for a good rub down at the end of this tournament, because they have not missed a beat. They've been there for breakfast, and they're there to say goodnight and jump in the cot at the end of another long day, and that'll be happening tonight.
You were talking about rub downs, Walshy. We were chatting with Steve Ward, who's the third umpire, just prior to the start of our coverage this evening, and he was saying about David Roach from the Lightning Storm, who's failed to come up in the 2 games today. He's not playing tonight at the John Hall Oval. He's had plenty of massage work, but felt like he wasn't quite good enough to hit the field today. So fingers crossed that Roachy will be a part of the semi-final action tomorrow morning.
Yes, you've got to ask your body. That's about it. You can't go out there unless you are ready to rock and roll. And this one played down the ground gently for an easy single. And it's all right for us to say, oh, yeah, what's wrong with these people? Well, there's nothing wrong with them. It's just that they are putting themselves under pressure at a certain age group and trying to work through and be ready to go if they get to where the finals are, and that's tomorrow.
So one more for Wilkes here. He's off to another tidy start. Full-length delivery. Again, I've cursed another one, Walshy, as it's hit down towards fine leg, and it goes to the boundary for 4. So at the end of 3 overs, the Taverners are none for 15.
Alliance Biograin grows organic grains for strength, vitality and joy. Every grain carries the strength of the land, bringing real nourishment to every table. Because health isn't just about eating well, it's about living fully. Organic nutrition meets senior cricket. Alliance Biograin and CCMC, nourishing seniors, one meal, one match, one moment of joy.
The spirit of cricket is to foster a global cricketing community that values leadership, friendship and teamwork above all. The aim is to spread the spirit of cricket far and wide, making it not just a sport, but a medium for positive change. Respect is central to the spirit of cricket. Your captain, teammates, opponents, and of course, the umpires need to be looked after. Play hard and fair, but accept the umpire's decision. Positive atmosphere, congratulate the opposition, enjoy your own team, and thank the officials at the end of the game. The spirit of cricket, and that's why we're here, and that's why the combatants for Taverners and Saxon Kings are out there. On a Monday evening, they could be watching Four Corners on television.
They could be.
But they're
or
not.
The Block, maybe, yeah.
The Block.
The Block. 7 o'clock, Walshy.
No. There's something more important, and you should be able to, because I'm very predictable when it comes to giving you information. That ball shot outside the off stump, slapped into the ground and bounces out to forward point, and there's no run. There's Launceston Greyhounds on a Monday night.
Is there?
As opposed to the Thursday night meeting where the Greyhounds are in Hobart.
Okay. Now, we'll wait on this ball from Stacey.
He's in now, and that ball is cut hard, and that's 4.
Yeah,
Good shot.
Going to get through.
Found the gap, and that races out off this magnificent lush turf out to the fence for 4. None for 16. Williams 4. None for 20 now it is, and Mays is on 11.
Just wanted to take you back to those amazing words of wisdom. Were they something you just whipped up on the fly for us there, or did you have that down documented to be able to plough through?
Oh, I'm not going
Evoked a lot of emotion, Walshy. That's what it did.
I was
do.
very emotional about that. You picked that, did you?
Yeah, I did, yeah.
This ball is on leg stump, and there's an appeal for LBW.
No.
Umpire Billy, no, he said not. He probably, I don't know what Billy's antics are, but he's doing some finger pointing now. I don't know what that means.
But that's his 2 to go signal, yeah.
But there's some significant communication, and the skills from the umpires are to be commended. This ball, round arm action, a good ball too, came back in a fraction from outside leg, and it's pushed away on the offside, and there's no run. Score with 1 to go in this over is no wicket for 20. Williams 4, Mays 11. 4 overs down now. Was this ball off the back foot, punched hard out to cover? They think about a single, which was never going to be taken. That's the end of the over. So it's a pretty straight, let's work it out. 4 into 20 goes 5. And that's the run rate at the moment. Partnership is 20 with Williams on 4 and Mays on 11. Peter Walsh in the chair with Patrick Silcox, and in over or 2. We'll be jumping around and we'll be doing a change.
We will, Darren Cheek, to come in. Now, I just had a bit of a light bulb moment while
light bulb
moment while we were watching Billy do his signal for 2.
Yes.
You know what that sort of evoked images of for me?
Just bear with me a moment. I'm just
ready?
seeing 2 fingers going forward, yes.
Of a cat playing with a dead bird on the ground, pawing at the dead bird, just playing with it, you know? Have you seen? You would have seen that.
Yeah, I've seen that quite a bit, but
not sure if that's where Billy draws his inspiration from, but that's what
he's
it looks like.
Yeah, he's speaking tomorrow night.
Well, you can ask him about
I'll ask him about that. And what I might do is I might take a dead bird in just to and I'll say, look, you've been given T-shirts and accolades, and here's a dead bird. That might work.
All right, so Thompson is the new man at the crease, Darren Thompson. Ball is a hit back to the bowler there on the wicket square, no run.
I thought I might produce a carp for him because he would give it back, I'd suggest.
Would they get carp over
I don't know.
across the ditch?
I don't know. No.
Not sure.
Perhaps we could get Jim to ring from New Zealand. He rang earlier this
Well,
week.
he was a fountain of knowledge in the internationals. Haven't heard peep from him in the last 7 days.
No, he's out looking after sick birds. Oh, no, look, birds are all good. And I know that we've got a dog at home, and he's just so beautiful. But we got him because he wasn't being looked after by a previous owner, and I really found that hard. That was a struggle, but let's not talk about that sort of a struggle. We'll talk about this particular game where the runs are coming, but not thick and fast by the side that is batting, and that's the Taverners.
Got an update from the John Hall Oval. Lightning Storm none for 23 after 4. Kawaja 10, Bully 10. So steady start.
We talked the other night when Michael Kasparovich was here about the Lewis and Duckworth. They appear, all of a sudden they jump up out of nowhere, don't they?
I reckon if my eyes aren't good enough because I haven't got my specs, I'll just come back to that as the ball's just knocked away by Mays down to third man. There is a DL figure that's in the bottom right-hand corner of the scoreboard, I reckon. It's telling us what we need to have if we get rained out, which of course is not going to happen, I don't think.
No.
Looks pretty safe out there.
Well, the difficulty that I've got is that the binoculars that I bought and was looking after now belong to Horse, who's over in the scoring hut, and he won't give them back, which is very ordinary.
They're gone.
But you really do, I mean, well done to the scoreboard. At least it's looking quite bright. It's hard to see from here, isn't it?
Yeah, we're a long way away. I think if I had the gogs on, I'd probably be able to pick it up a little bit better. But for those that are obviously out on the ground, I think it shines out like a beacon. They'd be able to get all the information they need to know.
Well, you've dug yourself out of that little hole. It wasn't a big hole. Little hole.
Turned around the corner by Williams, who's been pretty circumspect so far at the start of the innings. He's been one of the leading run scorers of the competition coming into the game tonight. He was up around 205 runs at an average of 51.25, top score of 80. Be looking to try and maybe go past that tonight.
True. I know I've used this line before, but I just want to lose it and use it once more, and that was when Peter German was asked whether or not he was doing the right thing and that Bruce Greenhill was out on the ground at West Coast in Burnie, and he said to us in the commentary box, Peter German was very circumcised when he was giving the chat to the lads.
Yes.
I needed to get that off the chest again, so I'm finished now. Goodbye.
That's all right. Well, the thought crossed my mind when I had to be really meticulously careful that I got it right.
You did.
I didn't want to pull a Peter German.
No. He's a good guy too. Peter German, who was, of course, played a lot of football for North Melbourne.
Yes, number 29.
That's him, yes. Lots of good footballers and, of course, lots of good cricketers coming from that neck of the woods in Tasmania. And there's some good cricketers out here too, if you don't mind. Saxon, King and Tara Taverners. None for 23. It's a good start. Nothing that's in a massive hurry, but a good start.
Yep, we're into power play number 2, and Ty Watts has taken up the attack. He goes for a big appeal. Threw it down the leg side, took the pad of Williams, and the umpire will be happy enough to signal that as leg buys. But Wattsy has got the cap on, and he's bowling through the stumps around the wicket to the left-hander.
Have you got used to the fact that a lot of the opening bowling is being done by spinners? They come in quite early in the attack, if not first in the attack.
Yeah, pace off has been a real big factor in this tournament, hasn't it? And it's worked. We've seen wickets fall to the slower bowlers.
Yep. Big crowd building in the background
apparently so, as we can hear in the back blocks.
Yes.
I think they've come through the wrong door, but anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Upish, and no one in the cordon, but a nice diving effort there. Darren Tomo Thompson is the man for the job there as he rolls splendidly across and retrieves the ball back to the keeper.
We might have to get our security guard.
Our enforcer. The
It's
MMA
a scary
legend.
moment. He's got a chopper chomp in his mouth and his eyeballs are going in backward somersaults. And I'll tell you what, I think they've gone already.
Just his sheer presence getting off the chair made the impact that was needed.
Poor kids. It's probably the only time they're playing away from home on school holidays and they've been evicted from their own stadium.
They have.
That's a bit sad, isn't it?
Nice shot from Mays. Pierces the gap on the offside. Will go all the way for 4.
It's quiet out there now, isn't it?
It is. Very much so. You can hear a pin drop.
At the end.
Number 28.
Yeah. It's a good score, a good start. Nothing of spectacular note, but no wickets have fallen. This match means a lot for these two teams. They want to be able to finish on a flurry. They'll play tomorrow, but it depends upon which game they will play because of where they are stationed on the table.
None for 4. So Watts continues his first over. Bowling into the wicket, and Mays is leaning back and finding more gaps in the offside. Backward a point, and that will it get there? Yes, it will. Just trickles into the rope for 4.
Darren Cheek preparing to come into our press box, which isn't exactly a press box. We should inform our viewers who we hope have been enjoying what we've been doing for the last week and a bit. And with one ball to go, then we'll make a change. Beautiful night for it, isn't it? It's just lovely outside there.
Too bad. It's just a little bit more breezier than what we've seen over the past couple of nights. As the ball from Mays has just dropped out into the offside, no run. So at the end of 6, the score is none for 32. Back to live pictures here at the Mildura Sporting Precinct. Score is none for 32 off 6. Taverners batting first after being inserted by the Saxon Kings as we continue with Darren Thompson. And the ball's worked away under the onside backward of square there by Marcus Williams, who's slowly building some momentum. Picks up a single. Pat Silcox alongside of Darren Cheek, first time this evening. Good evening, Darren.
Yes, good evening there, Pat. We're seeing a good start to the game here with the Tara Taverners. The Saxon Kings decided, with Ty Watts, the skipper, won the toss and decided to put them into bat, hoping to keep their run rate right down. They're probably looking at the result this morning, which the Tara Taverners put on the lowest score so far of 90-odd runs, and since they were wanting to get some percentage build to try and get into the finals tonight, they were expecting to, or hoping to, keep them down low. But the Tara Taverners have started very well.
Good opening stand for Mays and Williams. Mays has certainly been the aggressor. He's got to work hard to get back. He might be in trouble, I reckon. Direct hit coming in. And looks like Jeff Mays has just gone for a little bit too much coming back for the second. We may well get a third umpire review. My goodness, our man on the job was not mucking about, Steve Ward. He's right on our right shoulder and he's going to have a look at the pictures. Just watching it live check, I reckon he's in a bit of trouble.
Yes, it did look like it, but the field, they're happy about it, but the batsmen, they don't seem to be too fussed there either, though. So it's going to be a very tight picture as our third umpire tonight, Steve Ward, gets his first job for the night to... Ooh, this is going to be a slow-mo as well, I think.
Yeah, I think so. Umpire Chilla Charlesworth was on the job. It was a great bit of fielding down there at long off by Aussie skipper Andrew Sharp, who really fired it in with gusto. And the batsmen probably weren't counting on the throw to come in with such vigour. And now we can see both umpires conferring out in the middle. We've got our third umpire, Steve Ward, here as well, who's going to make the decision. And I reckon we're going to see it here shortly as Billy gets the message relayed to him. And the finger goes up. He's on his way. Chilla Charlesworth points towards the heavens. That might cost him some money in the tin later on, but we'll move on from that point.
Here we go. See the replay now in slow-mo, and it's a beautiful throw in and taken so well, and bang, yep, straight into the stumps. He's just taken that right where he needs to, right behind the stumps, and he only has to move a couple of centimetres forward and the bails go off.
So that's the breakthrough that the Saxon Kings have been hanging in for in this opening 6 or 7 overs. Mays certainly looking to build a decent score. Heads out now for 20.
It's another wonderful evening tonight here, isn't it? A little bit of a breeze still around the high 20 k's breeze, but what a great night. And as our new listeners to the broadcast might not have known, we're coming from the Mildura Sports Precinct and sitting in this glorious 3 basketball courts here, and behind that there's another 3 basketball courts, and I had a wander down before and there's squash courts there all full at the moment.
Yep.
Going for it, and the back courts are full, a couple of basketball games, so
yeah.
It's a beautiful precinct that we're at.
Yeah, there's plenty happening here. We've got the other big oval out the back, which will house A-League soccer action next weekend. Adelaide United taking on Melbourne Victory. We've got the Sand Beach volleyball courts as well. So there's plenty to do, plenty to see at the MSP as we get back to live pictures.
Thompson coming in and just pitches it up just outside off, and it gets driven down the ground for an easy single.
Just in a quiet note down the line to our man far right to hit the magic button for us. That's a bit of secret code for the broadcast team. They know exactly what we're talking about there. As We continue on here at the MSP. 1 for 60, 1 for 35, beg your pardon. 6.5 gone. Simon Waddington is the new man at the crease.
Thompson comes in and pushes it down leg side for a wide.
Saw plenty of Waddington in the internationals a week or so ago. Didn't get much opportunity and much time with the bat, but he certainly applied his trade with the ball, and he'll be important later on in the second session. He's another one of those slow bowlers that bowls with a new ball and tries to get through his 4-over stint on the burst.
Thompson's put it straight on the middle stump there and tapped away on the onside, but for no runs.
I know Walshy always gets a little bit concerned when the fieldsmen try and track the ball down and stand on it with the spikes. There's always the risk of rolling over the ball and doing some ligaments.
Also putting a hole in the ball as well. The bowlers don't like cat coming back with a big hack in it.
All right, Thompson, none for 7. Nicely bowled, but well dealt with by Waddington. Good bit of work by the man at the bowling crease to alleviate any more danger there.
Yeah, and that was great fielding by Thompson, fielding off his own bowling. After playing, this would be his 7th game for the week, and it's pretty hard to get down low that quick. So it was great work by Thompson.
Last ball of the 7th over. As Waddington advances and just plays with the bottom hand off the bat down the ground for a single. Score is 1 for 37 off 7. Just an adjustment to our call from before. It was actually Marcus Williams, the man that was given out run out. So Mays is still there. He's 22. Waddington is 1. And Williams, the man, run out for 7. As we quickly have a look over at the John Hall Oval. And a wicket also has fallen, would you believe it, courtesy of a run-out. The ace, Khawaja, run out for 13. That's quite uncanny, isn't it?
Yeah.
7.5 overs gone, 1 for 37.
1 for 37. What's the score here?
It's 1 for 37.
What's going on?
Oh, there's something going on. Bully is 14 and Grant's just got out to the wicket. He's on 4.
We've got the 2 umpires out there tonight, Jeff Charlesworth and, of course, Billy Bowden. And I was having a chat to Billy Bowden before, and, of course, they play a few more overs in a test match, but I said, have you ever umpired 8 games in 5 days? And he said no.
Right.
And it's the first time he's ever done that many games in such short time, and he's still got another 2 to go tomorrow.
Yeah, we'll be back for the semi-final, of course, at 9:30, and then the big grand finale at 2 p.m. local Mildura time. So 1 for 37. Saxon Kings winning the toss and bowling first here this evening. As we wait here for David Ricksteiner.
Ricksteiner.
Yeah. Just got to roll the R over the top of that one. Ball hit out to the offside and there's no run. Might have dropped the R off that list, I think, and they haven't got it on the scorecard either. So whether it is or it isn't, maybe just make it a silent R on the end, cheeky, just to play it safe.
Oh, I could just keep it at Dave.
That's always a safe option. As in behind it again is Waddington.
That ball seemed to stay a bit low. Then the pitches have been so good, and I haven't seen, there's been hardly any bad bounces or kicks or drops, and that one did seem to stay a bit low.
Waddington is off balance as he hits out to the offside. Was uncertain about taking off the single initially, but he was called through by his partner Mays. They get through safely.
Anthony Wilkes there looked pretty serious when he went to field that. He was thinking, you're not going for a run on my arm. He looked very serious walking back to his mark.
Typical fast bowler, cheeky.
Mm-hmm.
He's ticking all the boxes there.
As Reichstein comes back in.
Nicely
played through an empty slip.
It's going to go all
and
the
it's
way.
ran all the way.
Yeah, it's
just
really
such a beautiful
outfield,
ground, isn't it?
Yeah.
Nice to see the rope, and there goes Billy. Look at that. Don't you love it? It's nice to see the ropes out there tonight too. It's going to make the job a lot easier for the umpires.
Easier for the players too to make the call of whether or not they've gone over the line taking a catch or whether it's gone for 4 or 6. And I know earlier there was some concerns, Cheeky, that you're going to be doing some heavy lifting with Casper to bring them across the bridge from goal, but you managed to get yourself out of that task.
Yes, lucky I got out of that job.
He's got him through him.
And he's bowled it again and it stayed low. And now I'm starting to think after 3 balls in a row of staying low, perhaps that's just his top spinner or something. And he's gone to pull it. Mays has gone to pull it over mid-wicket, but it went underneath his bat and he's got him. Great delivery.
So this is what the Kings are really playing for here. Getting the consecutive wickets, putting The Taverners under pressure, and that was a little bit quicker too, wasn't it, I thought?
Maybe he did roll the back of the finger a little bit to keep it down.
Looked like a bit more of an effort ball, I reckon. He had a bit more shoulder or through on the delivery. So another important breakthrough for the Kings. We just got a little lag at the moment on our NV Play overlay. Even on the computer, we're still sitting a few balls behind the live action at the moment. Maybe the scoreboard out there, no, that can't help us either. So we're stuck in a bit of a loop here with the score. So we'll try and update that for you shortly. 1 for 38. I reckon we're still a ball or two behind at the moment. New man to the crease is Jamie Pitt. So he'll be looking to get on with the job.
Yeah, well, it's interesting too. I know Mays has gone to 26.
He's out now, though.
I mean, he's out now.
Yep.
The score's just changed to 26. I was just going to say that on the other ground, the highest scoring batsman was 22 as well, but then the scoreboard corrected and turned him into out for 26 bowled of 29 balls.
Rex Steiner, the man, doing the job there. 26 from 29, as Cheeky just mentioned. 2 for 45, so I think we're back on track now. 7.5 overs down. And Pitt's just waiting for some adjustments in the field. Ready to take his guard here.
Kept their run rate at 5.3 at this stage, and the Wasp is saying 144, the expectation, so we'll see how they go along.
Shout for LB, but it looked like it was clearly off the blade. Maybe a bit of pad first as it's taken around the corner towards backward square. Oh, they're going to hustle, and they'll get through for 3. That's good running from the Tara Taverners.
3 runs.
Yep, as we finish the end of the 8th over. Score here at the MSP is 2 for 45. Tara Taverners batting first after being sent into bat. Pitt is 3. Waddington is 2. Rex Steiner 1 for 8 off his first over.
That's a great effort. Very athletic fellas there to run a 3. I think that'd be the 3rd 3 we've seen this whole week. But I heard at one of the other games today they ran a 5.
A 5?
All run.
My goodness, where was that?
that was out at the John Hall ground.
Was it really?
Apparently, yeah.
Gee, I didn't think the boundary was that big out there.
I didn't think these fellas would do the 5.
Well, obviously there was some confusion in the field about who was chasing it down, perhaps. Yeah. That might have led to a bit of frivolity in the outfield, but there you go.
Yeah,
5.
Apparently there wasn't any overthrows. It was all run.
Makes me feel tired just talking about it, Shaggy. Don't know about you. My goodness.
Yep.
So we're into the 9th over. We'll take a break at the end of this one. Peter Walsh set to resume on the mic as we wait here for Darren Thompson as he moves into another over. He's bowling from the Deakin Avenue end here at the MSP. So he's just having a few issues getting his blokes in the right positions. Just a little bit of a tweak to that ring on the offside for the left-handed Pitt.
Thompson comes in and he's just put it in the block hole and it's just defended down on the offside for an easy single.
Well, they're trying to really hustle through these overs here, get to the drinks break and plough through the second session and try and keep, as you said, Darren, keep that run rate down and continually get that wicket flow through and then maybe come out and just absolutely go nuts in the first few overs to peel them off as quick as they can.
Yeah, it's going to be a really good second session because they have told us that the ball's driven down to long on, but they have told us they'll be going out there and trying to get runs as fast as they can because they need to get their run rate quotient up to be able to get into the 4 for tomorrow's finals. So it will be a very entertaining evening.
Oh, that's a decent delivery past the outside edge of the Pitt bat.
Moved across the bat there and just missed it.
We get another look at that one on the Enjoy Wine Char Grill and Bar action replay. We'll get a side-on shot.
I must be thinking about looking at his foot was up there for a little second.
Okay.
Up in the air. It was a lot closer than what we thought it was.
Well, there's Andrew Sharp, who's in and attacking at short extra cover there. Really putting the pressure on Pitt.
Hasn't the production boys done such a great job this week? The quality of the pictures that they're picking up is just incredible. Thompson's back in, puts it onto leg, and as it's tried to turn around, he's missed the ball and it just dribbles around on the offside.
So 1 ball to go of the 9th over, 2 for 47.
Good over by Thompson, only 2 off the over. So let's see if he can get that dot ball, the last that you're always searching for as a bowler.
Thunder's into the pads, they'll get through. Nicely run. So end of 9 overs, score here at the MSP, 2 for 48.
Welcome back to the Global Spirit of Cricket Festivale. Just 1 over to go, you would presume, for then the 10th over to have been bowled. And we might have a drinks break. Saxon Kings and Taverners. Saxon Kings won the toss, electing to bat 2 for 48 after 9. It's been interesting. A couple of wickets falling. And they need to score runs and score them quite quickly as this ball is pushed back down the ground on the onside. Fairly predictable so far, Darren Creek. It's been good fun, though, watching what's been unfolding with 2 of the sides here that haven't really been up and about with the ladder the way it's worked out.
Yeah, as Reichstein puts it in there, you're right, correct. I think it's a very interesting position right now. I feel myself, the Saxon Kings are just on top and they'd be happy with keeping the run rate down like they have.
That's a better ball, but a better
and
shot.
As I say, that great shot. He just picked that up off his leg, hasn't he, quite easily and put it down to the mid-wicket boundary.
Yes, a neat shot. No difficulties whatsoever. And that boundary, we haven't had a lot of them, but enough for us to now look at the run rate, which is 5 and a bit. Overs remaining 10.3 and the score 2 for 52. The Taverners looking to get a score. Once we start to speculate, we finish up with egg on our face.
Yeah, especially the other night, and we saw that score, and we're talking about a 120, 130, and Roach comes out and hits 34 off of 1 over and changed the whole spectrum of the whole game.
Yeah, that's, I think, one of those parts of a T20 game where you get very much enthused. And if there was a race to the finish line and Gout was the third, we could have Gout, we could have the 20 overs and we could have the 45 overs. And which one do we like most of all? I don't know. I'm not sure. I like the 20 because you don't have to sit around forever and put half a watermelon on your head like you do over the 50 games. But if you sit there and you watch this game, something is happening all the time. And that's what people are wanting to do. They want to be entertained. They want to make a noise. They want to sing. They want to go there dressed up. They want to do all those things. And they want to go to cricket, which is what it's all about. 2 for 52. This ball is pushed back down the ground on the onside. And there's no run. But I'm reckoning with this cricket that's been going on now for almost 2 weeks, there would be some really, really tired boys. Some really tired.
Absolutely. I think it's just remarkable how well they've done. They have got good squads and they've been rotating around, but there'd be some of these lads that have played every game so far, and especially like I know a couple of the opening bowlers have bowled their full 4 overs in every game, and gosh, they must be feeling it.
Yep, absolutely. Now, I heard another phrase that I hadn't heard before after the football over the weekend, is this last ball of the over is hit away on the onside. It's going to roll, but it's going to... misfielded. And it's going to reach the ropes.
Oh, it just made it to the boundary.
Just reached the ropes. Running back in a heck of a hurry was Boyd Peters down there. He couldn't gather. And that, at the end of the over, at the halfway mark, it's 2-4-57 with the Taverners. Let's just see if they can work that out on the scoreboard. The partnership between Waddington and Pitt building, and we are going to have a drinks break here at this magnificent venue. It's only the end of Deakin Avenue as you're heading towards Renmark, but it's not all that far. It's 2-4-57. The partnership between Waddington and Pitt has added 15 runs, and we're going to take a short break here because drinks are on the ground.
What's going on?
That's you.
What do you expect me to do about it?
It's time.
It's time to see my mates at CPAP Direct. They help me get my sleep apnea sorted and they offer good old-fashioned customer service and support. CPAP Direct not only have the latest technology in sleep testing, CPAP machines and masks, they can help you too.
You can leave the mask on.
What?
Say I'll never waste my time. I'm all you want. Oh, yeah, we live it up. I know for sure that I'll always.
G'day and welcome to Mildura, the capital of tropical North Victoria, where adventure awaits you around every bend. But unlike Queensland, you don't have to worry about crocs. Epically wide river that goes forever. Perfect for water sports. Your next adventure is in Mildura and it's just a short flight away. We'll see you there.
Tropical North, Mildura. How tropical has it been? And we were talking off air about speculating what the temperature was going to be like on Sunday, and someone said 35.
Yeah, the temperature's
35.
come. Well, we had a 30 just the other day, and yeah, the summer weather's coming in down here.
Well, let's have a look. We're only a couple of days at the end of the 9th month, so we swing into October, and we're swinging into the start of the 11th at 2 for 57. This ball outside the off stump, cut in the air but safe.
Yeah, that's a great start to this. And the last 10 overs, they really need to push the run rate, so that's a great start. And if we have a look at the other ground now, Lightning Storm's efforts, it's amazing to see as the similarities between these two games, whether it's because of the night, Peter. But they were 2 for 53 at the end of their 10 overs compared to the 2 for 57 here.
Yes, we want runs, we want a chase, we want something out of the ordinary. And I want to see that Magpie continue to perform, the one that's kept running past where we are broadcasting from. It's been a stellar performance by the Magpie. He's not here at the moment, but he'll be back as this next ball is overpitched and hit hard down the ground. And misfielded, and it'll go for 4.
That was near identical to that last ball of the 9th over.
Very disappointing down there. Artie Richardson got down, looked to be in control. That's not Artie Richardson. Who's that down there? Anyway, the
That's
misfield.
Wilkes. That's Anthony Wilkes.
And that was disappointing too, because he had it covered and it broke through his digits and waddled across the ropes. 2 for 65, Waddington 7, and Pitt, who becomes the key man in this partnership, he's not out 17. And he chops that ball from outside the off stump into the ground, and it bounces back to be fielded by the man doing the following up.
Well, regarding those two fielding mishaps back there, we were just talking earlier before about how tough it must be for the guys during the week, and the backs, it's certainly, you can see Anthony Wilkes now bending back and his back's as stiff as a board, and so it's a bit hard to bend over this time of the tournament.
Yes, they've had some pretty tough goes. This one down the leg side is a wide. Just losing control right at the last minute, and it's signalled a wide, 2 for 66. With Waddington on 7 and Pitt on 17. This match between the Taverners and the Saxon Kings.
Doesn't quite seem the same when the wide's being called by umpire Charlesworth there, does it?
No,
Just like Billy's.
He's very conservative. He's chill up, but Let's, whilst we're giving the opportunity, congratulate all of the umpires who have officiated, not just as going out and working with Billy, which would be a real challenge, but a real thrill, I'd suggest. But those that have come up into the box as the third umpires and assisted with having a look at the TV footage of some questions, and it's been really good to have them. And well done to all of the umpires who will be getting a very big thrill over what's happening. This next ball down leg side, that's another wide. So Peter's off song on this over. He would be disappointed because the runs tick away, just 1-1-1 with extras, and the score now is 2 for 67, 10.4 overs gone. Waddington 7 and Pitt 17 on a glorious night here in downtown Mildura.
Yeah, you talk about the umpires. I've spoken to a couple of them about the fact that being the thrill of having Billy Bowden here and not just sitting around the table in meetings, but when they get out there and actually umpire with them, it's been a time of their life. And as Peters comes back into bowl and throws the arm over, and it was Pitt went for the big hit down the ground. Maybe he was going for that sponsor's sign, the 6th car and rental, $25,000, but his head lifted very quick, and it's the taken middle stump.
A wild swing. I think he'd be disappointed with that. We'll have a look at the replay, but he looked as if he was going to club the ball straight back down the ground. That didn't happen. The Enjoy Wine Char Grill and Bar action replay. Watch the batsman batting outside his leg stump. He'll do the shuffle, and he'll do it right now, and he'll swing and miss, and actually takes the off stump. And he is quick to march off, and that's a good wicket. 3 for 67. One ball remaining to complete this over. It's 10.5 down, and that's a good wicket too. Just as they started to turn it around and look like they were going to develop a partnership, that wicket's a good one, and it means now this clash between the Tara Taverners and the Saxon Kings, I'd say the side that's picked up the 3 wickets might be feeling better at the moment because there's only 67 runs in the bank.
Yeah, that was a big swing, wasn't it? If we looked at that in slow-mo, you would have seen that the ball was a bit slower than what he thought it was, and he'd played right over it, and his bat was already up near his shoulders when the ball was going past.
Yeah.
And who's this come into the crease here?
Well,
Peter, how are you going to say this?
Oh, no, this is our mate. This is number 2, is it? That's easy. El Bajor.
Bajor?
Yeah, Bajor, yeah.
No, Bajor?
No, I'll go with Bajor. Once I start with it, I've got to stay with it or I'll forget it. Here's Al. Here comes Al. They call him Al. That's a good song, that one.
That is a good song.
He's going to wait. And he doesn't have to wait for any longer because Peters comes in and bowls on leg stump. The attempt to turn it away down to fine leg misses, and it's called a wide.
Yeah, another unfortunate wide. They're not far off, but they're just dropping down leg side.
Those wickets falling at inappropriate times. If you are on the batting team, you don't want to lose those wickets steadily, and that's what's happened. 3 for 83. This ball wide of the off stump. That is a big wide, and that really didn't give Chiller much to do. No. He put his arms out, and he almost took off like a bird, a blackbird there, singing in the dead of night. But he then watched that ball spin or go through to the wicketkeeper, one extra, and it's 3 for 69 with some pregnant pauses in this game. You can see the scoreboard in the background. There's a lot of figures there, isn't there? I wonder where they're operating from. I wonder what the setup is there.
That'd be Horse. He'd be up there running that show.
But Horse wouldn't be in the scoreboard. I wonder where they would be.
In the scoreboard.
No, I always talk about when Les Burdett talks about the scoreboard at the Adelaide Oval. If ever you want to go to Adelaide, and I know that we're talking to people who are on the other side of the world, but that's one of the best cricket grounds in the world, and it's maintained the fact that it's never changed. It's not one of those digital ones. It's magnificent. And going into the scoreboard and watching them work there, it is so, so good. They change quickly, the lights go, and they work in song with the media from around the world. That'll be the case, of course, when England are here for the Ashes, and the first Ashes test is on in November. So that's not far away. And yeah, scoreboards tell a story. We've talked about it. You walk into a ground, you look up, you see lights, and you think to yourself, I know what's going on. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, there's a lot of international visitors come over, especially just to go to Adelaide, just to do the tour, because anyone who wants to go down to Adelaide Oval, you can do a tour and actually go into the scoreboard yourself and have a look at exactly how it does work for the last 100 years.
Yes, you can, and you can also climb on the roof if you want to. One of my experiences was one of the saddest experiences that I can recall, and that was when we lost the late Keith Bradshaw, who unfortunately passed away. He was the CEO. He went to Lords for a period of time. He played significant cricket in Tasmania. His mother, Hazel, was the scorer down there for decades. And Keith was a gem. Unfortunately, struck down with cancer and passed away. It was a very, very sad time for us because Keith was a person who loved his cricket, and cricket loved Keith Bradshaw. Very sad indeed. And he was one who said, come on, let's climb over the roof. And I said, what for? He said, because we can. So you put the safety nets on and away you went. And, oh, dear, I've never been so frightened in all my life. But it was good fun. 3 for 70. First of a new over is patted away on the offside, and they dart through for a quick single and make it. Bourgeois is off to 2, and Waddington is not out 7.
So it's important to note you were talking about walking on the grandstand roof, not the scoreboard roof.
Oh, not the scoreboard roof.
No,
No, this is the grandstand roof.
Is that when they started the ringing the bell before a test in honour of him?
Look, I can't answer that. All I can answer is that when Sir Donald Bradman was buried in the church behind where the scoreboard was, the big church there, the bells used to ring on a Sunday morning, and they were magnificent. And I can just embellish a little bit at the end of this ball, which is outside the off stump. In the air it goes. It bounces, it runs, it rolls, and it makes not the 4 because the pick-up out there in the deep and the return is strong and bold, and it will come back to with Waddington on 8, Bourgeois on 2, and it's 3 for 72. I got the chance to go into the church. You couldn't record the bells in the church because it was too noisy, so you could go across onto the ground and then record the bells that came out 11 o'clock every Sunday morning. It was just beautiful. And the church itself, I'm not a religious person, but I have to tell you, Darren, I just got such a buzz going up there and watching the bells being chimed, I suppose, or pealed. I think pealed might be the best expression. Glorious, yeah, real thrilled. There's so much to enthuse about with the Adelaide Oval. Really magnificent. That ball down the leg side. And,
Off goes Billy.
Yeah, for a
bowler
minute,
was in his way, so he couldn't do that. Oh, he does a little sideward snap.
I think he got
there
to be careful he
instead.
doesn't snap something to his body and may bounce back into action then.
It's interesting with Bates has come in now. The Saxon Kings have decided to bring on a bit more pace and see if the batsman can handle that.
That ball driven down the ground on the onside. We'll have Pat back in the box at the end of this over. We've got 11.4 overs being bowled, 3 for 75. The Wasp says 150. Run rate 6.43 overs, remaining 8.2. And these two surely have to be around for the rest of the overs to be bowled. This ball from Bates down the leg side, and yes, eventually Billy disappears out of sight. He's gone for a walk. Will he come back? There he comes.
There he comes. He's a funny fella. The run rate is certainly being helped by these wides. Unfortunately, that they're all just, except for that one big one out the offside that was really close to being a no ball, but they're just dropping it just down leg side. And whether that is the being tired and being worn out from the week and the body's just dropping over instead of standing up tall when they're bowling, it might be something to do with the long week.
Let's see what Bates can do. He bowls on leg stump. Hits the pad. Tickles around the corner to short fine leg. Let's have a look and see.
Let's have a
whether
look
there
at
was
Billy.
any
You've got to look
movement.
at Billy. Here it comes. Look at
Yeah,
the leg.
but-
It's not in the vision, unfortunately.
No. Did he signal a leg by?
He signalled a leg by
He comes
with a
back
couple
now.
of kicks, and just when he was going to go into his frantic move, he fell over a bit.
Oh, we don't want you to fall over, Billy. Come on. Don't be silly, Billy. Stay there. Be focused. He is. Next ball. There's a sharp appeal for LBW. That ball just on off stump. The attempt to drag away on the onside was unsuccessful. End of the over, 3 for 77, with Waddington on 9 and Bourgeois on 2. As I make way for, where's Pat gone? Has he gone somewhere? There he is. He's coming in on my right. and is going to sit down. So I'll stay with Pat for 3, and then we'll get Darren back in then. But Patrick, I didn't know where you were, mate. Now let's just have a pause here at the ground that we're at, and that is in Mildura, and we'll be back in a sec.
Begins with passion. It begins with Yashi Sports. Canada's home of cricket, trusted by players worldwide. From head to toe, complete cricket solutions. Official uniform supplier for GT20 and CCMC. For every walk to the crease, for every bold start, for every fearless shot, Yashi Sports. Canada's home of cricket.
And we're back at the Mildura Sporting Precinct. 12 overs gone. Tara Taverners 3 for 77. Bagore and Waddington at the crease. Run rate is 6.42. They'll be looking to try and get up into the mid-sevens. And the Kings looking to still take some more poles here as Bagore is hitting down the ground cleanly. I'll only get the one because he struck it so well, Walsh. I think he was keen on 2 initially.
Yeah, no easy runs out there. There's been a couple of, well, I won't say disappointing efforts at fielding. As you said, players getting tired, but they've picked up some boundaries with those extra couple, which would all add to the money in the bank at the end of their 20.
The ball's uppishly played by Waddington down the ground. Man stationed out there on the long off boundary. They're going to come back for 2. They take on the arm of Andrew Sharp again, who's already claimed a scalp in the outfield. So a little bit of risk involved there, but they do need to really get the momentum rolling. So I guess they've got to take a few risks.
Yes. Risky business. I used to have an interest in a horse called Risky Business.
Did you?
Yeah.
Went all right?
No.
Oh, okay. Lived up to its billing.
Yes.
There's Waddington again, expansively, going through the offside. I'll just jog through for the single. So Thompson, a pretty tidy stint this. He's halfway through his 4th over now, none for 14. Doing a really good job as we check in with our friend the Wasp, who suggests that the Taverners may be nudging around 150.
Well, it's not a lot, is it?
Not a heap, but under lights, we have seen a couple of 140-ish sort of scores.
Latest on Risky Business was it went out of business.
Okay. Probably a good thing too.
And it's an interesting tussle. I obviously, as a broadcaster, you want more action out there, but these two sides wanting to finish on a good note and doing their level best to see what happens.
Down the leg side, was signalled wide, but I wonder whether there was not a deflection off the pad or the batter late before Chiller had put his arms out, but he's still adamant. No, boys, it is a wide. We'll get the extra run to go on top of that as well. So 3 for 83. Walshy, I sort of feel like the Kings haven't quite got it going where they wanted it to be. They won the toss and bowled on the thinking we're going to rip these blokes out quick and get the score in next to no time. But it looks like they're going to almost sit out the full 20 in the field here.
It's a very good call that you make, and I'll embellish in a sec. I won't name the person I was talking to because that would be unfair, but he said our aim would be to knock them over for 80.
Okay, well, they're going to need to take a heap of wickets in a real hurry here with a score on 84. Last ball of the 13th over. Thompson, super stint this. 1 for 17 so far. Got the fingers crossed that I haven't mozzed him here that he might not go for a boundary off the last ball. Oh, that's across the line there from the left-hander Bagore. Couldn't quite find it on the onside for an extra single. So end of 13 and the score here 3 for 84 at the Mildura Sporting Precinct.
Saxon Kings, Tara Taverners, Waddington 13. Have that one.
Bagore, yeah, I like it. Bonjour, Mr. Magore. We haven't heard from our friend Michael Kaspovich by any chance. I know he's been wine and died by the Territory Blasters tonight.
Yes, I have no idea where he's gone. And I don't think he has either.
He's just going to be driven around and he'll just go where he's told to go.
No,
he'll tell us all about it tomorrow morning.
Well, we'll interrogate him and
Yes.
he will be forced to tell us, even if he makes it up as he goes along. But the one thing about it, and this is in no way putting any pressure on those that are whining and dining him, he's an affable character. He's got so many stories to tell, and he's got cricket credibility. That's the key.
Totally has.
Yep. And so if, with that ball driven back down the ground and just missing the man on the follow through the bowler, they'll take one. Did they come back for two? I don't think so.
Just the one.
If someone from India, who has an Indian background, he's been living in Darwin for 20 years, but if he comes up and starts talking to you...
Michael in Darwin?
No, this is the chap that he had the meal with.
franchisee, yes, gotcha.
Sorry.
That was news to me.
The point is that if there is a discussion, and I'm not saying this is definitely happening, but my ears pricked up when Michael was telling us why he was going and leaving us to work through the tough times by ourselves, which is what we're doing.
Yeah.
It's 3 for 84, and that ball hits him on the pad outside the leg stump, and they run a leg by, and they might come back for two. The fielding not done brilliantly down there, and they'll come back and complete two. 2 extras being called there by Billiers to the leg by. So if there was a discussion with someone who had an Indian contact and he was part of it and he wanted to talk to Michael, because as soon as he knew Michael was here, he knew who Michael Kaspovich was.
Yes.
There may have been some discussion down the track. I don't know. I'm speculating, but Michael did a backward somersault and pushed me out of the way when he went out for a meal, so he was fairly keen to get there.
Yeah. Are you trying to allude to the fact that he might be lining up for the Territory Blasters next season? Is there something in that, do you think?
Maybe. Well,
Wow.
you know, the guy that was there, he owns the Territory Blasters, and I asked him for a top because they were magnificent, nice and gold, and he looked at me and he said, Walchie, and I said, yes, in your dreams. So was that a no?
Yes. Full pitch delivery by Bates is dealt with by Bagor as he hits it out into the onside. Bowler's actually got to go and do his own work there. No one inside the ring at mid-wicket. I think he's telling a few of his troops to say, come on, you blokes, start walking in with a bowler.
True. But look, I'm not in any way suggesting anything's been happening with Michael and this gentleman, but the fact is that Indian cricketers or Indian people with an Indian background and a love of cricket love Australians.
They do, don't they?
Ricky Ponting, does he ever come back to Australia now? He's overseas all the time.
Yeah.
They absolutely love them, and Michael has been a real spark in our team. He's worked magnificently, and we've really enjoyed having him.
Ball hit down the ground by Waddington, looking for the gap. It's a nice bit of work there by Dave Rechsteiner, who's on the long on boundary. Managed to get back to the stumps reasonably securely. So 1 ball to go as Bates is hustling back to his mark. I'm not sure if that means they're a little bit slow with their overs for time. Bagor is not helping out any. He's just doing a bit of work on his shoulder there. I'm not quite certain how he's come up with a sore shoulder running a single, but anyway, he's going to face up now. It's been a long week, Walshy. There's quite a few war wounds out there, isn't there?
Yes, absolutely. Have you got any?
Oh, look, I'd say the back doors is, a little bit stiff and sore. I've been sitting down a lot. So
your back doors, is that what you call them?
My back door, yes.
I've never heard it called that before, but still.
There you go. You learn
close your
something
back
new
door, will
every
you?
day. There's a bit of a draft coming through. As they'll get through for a cheeky leg bye, so that'll finish us up at the end of 14 overs with the score 3 for 90. Waddington 15, Bagor is 5, and Bates is none for 9 from 2 overs. Let's see what's happening at the John Hall Oval. 4 for 97 after 17. My goodness, the Sandgrappers are doing a bit of a job on Lightning Storm. We just can't get things going there at the moment. Dew is 29 not out off 25. O'Brien's just come to the crease. He's 9, but the bowling has been outstanding. And Jamie Lee, he's absolutely odds on for player of the tournament for mine. 4 overs, no maidens, 2 for 11 to go with his 350 plus runs.
He's been extraordinary. A really nice person to talk to, and he's enjoyed his time. I saw him in the corridors of the hotel last night and he was puffing a little bit, but why wouldn't he be? Because he's running up and down and he's doing all the right things, and importantly, he has produced the goods where it matters, and that's in the middle. 3 for 90. Waddington and Bagor. They're the two that are there, and they're the two that you would hope would be able to work through the last few overs and get them up to something competitive. I'll stay with you for this over.
Yep.
And then we'll have a change through until the end of the 20 and a summary of what's been happening in the first 20 overs of this game.
So what do you think is a good score, Walshy, from this position? The Wasp is saying 148.
The way they're batting, and it's not as if they're taking any risks. We're getting the occasional boundary. I reckon they're going to struggle to get to, let's say, 5.5. I'd say 135.
Okay. Can they win with that, do you think?
Well, I will have no idea. Has he got another question? There haven't been big scores hit out here. That's the thing.
Well, under lights, we haven't seen too many. Certainly during the daytime,
Yep,
we've seen
yep.
some big scores, but night times, we've seen a couple of, that mid 140-ish sort of mark.
Yep. We saw a score of under 100 earlier on. Was it today or?
Did we?
Yeah, we did. It was 90 something. And there's no.
Half a chance.
Yep.
Two
Let's have a
balls to
look.
go as we'll get to a break in a
Yep.
moment.
You saw those little fingers
Yes,
to our right.
just off to the right.
Fingers McGlurk.
Oh, now hang on. Stacey. Not sure if that's necessarily what the franchise is all about, but he certainly was pretty quick to let Bagor know that he needed just to wait his turn.
Are you speaking about a man cat?
Well, I didn't want to say that M word,
Well,
but you
say
did.
it.
You did. Not sure. I don't know if we'll get a look back at that, but there was certainly intentions just to make him aware that he needs to just bide his time. There's a time and a place to set off for a single, and that wasn't it.
Well, let's just see. There's some waving going on.
Okay, we won't unfortunately get a look at it with Fieldsman in the way of our cameraman. As Stacey fires it in down the leg side, Bagor is just tickling around towards short fine leg. They'll get through for one. And I do believe that's the end of 15 overs. Score is 3 for 95. Peter Walsh to step out shortly. We'll get Darren Cheek to come back. And we'll look forward to finishing off this third power play here at the Mildura Sporting Precinct.
Every moment captured in real time. Wickets, boundaries, bowling, batting, all brought to life. Vision AI turns data into visuals for analysis, streaming and content. NV Play. Vision AI. The future of cricket is here.
Are you a batsman who's still training hard, still getting starts, but the big scores just won't come? It's not your technique, it's your process. Email the word SPIRIT to info@simplebatting.com and we'll show you the 3 simple steps serious batsmen are using to become the run scorer their team relies on, season after season.
The Mildura Sporting Precinct is the place to be on a Monday night here in Mildura. As we continue through, this is game 27 of the Global Spirit of Cricket T20 Festivale. Bates continues, bowling to Waddington, who advances, is struck on the pad, squirts out into the offside. They'll get through for a single. Pat Silcox joined by Darren Cheek once again, and Cheeky will just trying to run through Walsh's mind about what might be a decent score, and he's thrown the 135 carrot our way. You think he's on the money with that tally?
Well, I think a one decent score might be more like about 150, 160 and above the way the other games have been going. And Saxon Kings aren't scared of getting a run, chasing down a good score.
Just not really showing a heap of intent to get to the boundary at the moment, the Taverners. Happy to pick up their 1s and 2s.
They're getting on with their overs, aren't they? We had that little short break then and we missed a ball that went for a single. But so they have certainly been trying to get the run rate, because we know that the penalty here is if they're every minute they're behind in the run rate, they drop a player off the ground, not into the centre ring.
There's Bagor's lofting out into the ring. Ball is fumbled. They'll look to try and get a 2, but nice bit of work there by Boyd Peters. Getting the job done after that initial miss. So 3 for 100 in this, the 16th over. We are now in the third and final power play, so that means 5 men outside of the restrictive fielding circles. So boundaries won't be easy to get because they'll have a lot of gaps plugged in the deep.
Ray's come in, he's pushed that a little bit quicker. It's a lovely Yorker, but it's just dug out off to long on.
Game that we are monitoring with interest at the John Hall Oval, which might have ramifications on the top 4, is the game between Lightning Storm and Sandgropers. Lightning Storm batting first, a 4 for 105 with, what have we got there? 18.2 overs gone, so not a massive score, is it?
No, but they've certainly, talk about getting on with the runs, the overs, they've got on with their overs. They're 3 overs in front of us now when they were the same at the 10 over mark.
Return catch opportunity there was unfortunately splashed. We might get another chance to watch that back at the end of 16 now, 3 for 102. As we go back to the action there for Enjoy Wine, Char Grill and Bar. And it was coming back at a decent rate of knots and just couldn't quite get the hands cupped in time, could he?
Yeah, no, it was a full toss and juicy full toss too, but he just took that really easy on the full toss and managed to get about it. I wondered if it was actually a bump ball.
It looked like a full toss to me, so I think it was
covering
certainly an opportunity, but couldn't quite hang on. So 3 for 102 after 16.
The over finishes and Stacey's in already and coming in for his first ball.
Let's get a side-on angle on that one as it beats the outside edge of the left-hander's bat. Partnership is building slowly, up around the 30 mark at the moment. I think the Taverners would like to see these two blokes stick it out right throughout the duration here.
Stacey comes back in again. Bourgeois,
I think was the correct word. It's a bit of a tricky one.
Bagor pushes it down to mid-on. And Stacey's wasting no time. He hardly put his head up and he's already coming in the bowl.
Just had a little bit of a power outage here in the basketball stadium. We've lost all our lights. Hopefully we're still going with the live pictures at the moment as the ball's taken down the ground and we'll go all the way for 4.
Yeah, he picked that up early. That little bit short of ball, he's picked that up early and hit it straight down the ground.
Must be running on a timer system here for the lights. You've got to keep putting in the 20-cent pieces and we must have run out of cash. Yeah. And Telf's not here to bail us out. He's out having dinner with the bloody Territory Blasters. So.
Unfortunately, it's usually the $2 coins these days instead of the 20-cent pieces.
Yeah, there was a bit of heritage in that comment, wasn't there? All right, Stacey again. Into the pitch, and this time Waddington is getting underneath it, and he's hitting it straight to the man there at long on who can't handle.
Anthony Wilkes will be very disappointed with himself there.
I reckon he split his strides in that attempt there. Have a look at the angle there of the camera.
I don't think we want to have a look, but it's interesting to see.
So the Taverners now just showing that they're going to try and chance their arm a little bit here towards the back end.
Of course, Anthony Wilkes is the big opening bowler for the Saxon Kings, so his back might be a little bit stiff and sore to have to bend over to try and take that catch.
So we get fully lit here in the basketball stadium. Makes a massive difference to the way we go about things here from a broadcast perspective. Stacey, last ball of his 4th over. He is rattling through them, isn't he? None for 17. Oh, and that one's hit over the top of there by Bagor, goes through to the keeper. And that's the end of 17, and the score is 3 for 108.
18 balls to go, and the Wasp, which is the score predictor, has got them still at getting to 140.
Hard to see the way they're going at the moment.
22 off 18 balls. Yeah, they haven't been getting. They're still only on the run rate of 6.3, but surely they should be able to get 7, 8 and over from here and maybe get just past that 140 mark.
Quick update from the John Hall Oval. Lightning Storm 6 for 105 now in the 19th over. Drew's still there on 31, but 6 balls to go, just 105 on the scoreboard. That's not a great score, is it?
That's an incredibly low score. We talked, there's a few of us sitting around the table tonight that who was going to be, as we see the replay of that catch. I don't think Wilkes would want us to see that again, but you quite enjoyed the split pants again. So that was good for you. But it's amazing how we sitting around the table and we thought Lightning Storm were one of the favourites in this competition, and to see that they've been brought down to 105 off 19 balls, that's incredible.
Yeah.
Got Kawaja there who's got near 2 tons in this series so far, and he got run out for 13. Must have made a big dent to it as we come back in, and Wilkes has come back on. As they split, we've got a zoom up of the split pants over to our right. And
viewers can't see it, but we've got it in the control room.
Maybe it's affected his bowling because he's just come back into the attack and first ball's driven straight down the ground for a 4.
Yeah, 3 for 112, start of the 18th.
Billy looked a bit horrified then. I don't know if it was because of the ball or that split in the pants.
Okay, so Wilksy just waiting to get the ball. He's anxious to get back into it, isn't he? He's keen to make amends. Hasn't picked up a wicket yet, which is a rarity in this tournament. He's pretty much wicketed up every time he's got to the bowling crease.
Well, he has every single time. He's had a 4-fer and 2 3-fers and just a couple in the other game. So he'll be searching for that 13th wicket for the competition.
It's an exotic little reverse paddle around the corner there from
paddle.
Yeah, Waddington getting into position early and placed it perfectly because there was no one on the deep third man boundary. So important runs here for the Taverners. 3 for 116 now. Waddington's up to 32. Bagore is 13. And the run rate's almost at 7, 6.69.
It's like a little Paddington, a little pad of the ball over to through that slips cord.
Ball's taken out into the offside, backward a point. They'll get through for 1. Just get the feeling with Big Wilksy that he's just a little bit stiff, isn't he? He's just not quite getting through the crease as what we've seen over the past couple of days.
Yeah, he's played every game, so and in every game he's bowled the 4 overs, so he'd certainly be a bit sore, the big fella. As he comes in again and bowls and hits him into the leg and they run through, and I think we're going to see some lovely antics of the leg by. Here we go. This is the washing machine or maybe the sprinkler. And here we go, winds up, and
look at him.
That's a leg by, I think.
That's almost the quickest action with the leg that I reckon I've seen so far. He is really trying to get his A game up here, ready for the finals tomorrow. Full pitch delivery. Wilksy had a bit to say. He was caught out behind the batsman who was running through at the non-striker's end.
I'm waiting for the time when Billy, when he's doing those leg buys, to accidentally drop his counter at the wrong time and perhaps just in that last kick, then shoot at 20 metres.
That would be a sight to see. 3 for 119, almost at the end of 18 overs here at the Mildura Sporting Precinct. As Wilkes this time gets himself
straight through
on the scoreboard. It was a foolish length delivery on the middle and off stump, and it rattles it in to the pegs. And away goes Bagore for 13. Score is 5 for 119 at the end of 18 overs. So 2 overs remain, and the big man moves to 13 scalps for the competition.
He does. Well done to him. And he wanted some favour comments tonight, I think, by our commentator Peter Walsh, because he's a cheesemaker down on the Mornington Peninsula, and I saw that he gifted 2 or 3 nice little cheese wheels for Peter tonight, so he was very happy to take them. And
got an entitlement to one of those as well. I'm going for the cracked pepper number. That looks absolutely sensational.
Be quick. I think that's why Peter's probably going to make us finish off the last innings, because he'll be grabbing them quick and he'll be able to scurry out the door. Yeah.
Okay.
Anything for a cheese wheel.
There we go. So we continue on here. We can tell you the game at the John Hall Oval is now finished after the first session. 20 overs, 6 for 115 Lightning Storm finished with. So Sandgropers needing just 116 for victory and locking in a top 2 position. As it's Stavrakis who's made his way out to the middle. He'll now be batting with Waddington. Bates ready to start his 4th and final over.
Bates comes in and he's pushed it outside off stump, and it's been driven to covers. And did they run through, scurry through? Yes, they scurried through for a single there. Batsman just went out of screen to be able to see whether they ran through for the run.
Run rate 6.61. Score at 4 for 120.
Bates has been pretty tidy, apart from his leg side wides, and he's only had 17 runs off his 3.2, and I think he's probably had 4 or 5 wides in that, so he's bowling very tight when he gets it on the stumps.
Missed that return catch, of course, a little bit earlier in the evening.
He's back in, and it's a little bit shorter, and it's pulled down the ground, but there's a fielder there that come around, and his back's doing all right. He bent over and picked that up beautifully and threw it into the stumps, but the batsman had already got through for the sing too.
Nice bit of work by Patharana down there on the long on rope. 4 for 123. Waddington just can't get to a strike at the moment. He's the man that's built up some confidence. 35 from 30. Full pitcher and almost another return catch opportunity for Bates as he stretched out his left Duke. Not quite sure if he managed to get there in time. It was an awkward one too, because he was sort of off balance, falling away from his delivery stride. Trying to make an attempt at it.
I think if both of us were out there on the ground, we'd be calling him to put the dollar in the tin.
Oh, okay.
So just tip the end of the fingers.
There's a swing, a lusty swing and a miss
That's a
from
big
Simon Waddington.
That's a big swing.
Just about swung himself off his feet that
He
time.
did, and he was just standing straight up, and he just swung away, bending over to the leg side, but the ball was going away from him.
4 for 124.
He comes in and he bowls it again, and this time he decides to try and cut it, but misses the ball. Yeah, in the Masters cricket, when you have those big swings and misses, they're the things you have to try and watch out not to do. You don't know what you can put. You pull a hammy, do a groin.
Yeah, put the back out.
Yep. As Bates comes back in and to finish off the over, and it's driven straight down the ground nicely and just one bounce to the long on fielder.
Patharana, the man down there, tidies up nicely. And that's the end of 19 overs, so one more to go. 4 for 125. Waddington 36, Taverners is 3. The Wasp has now brought itself back to 136, so certainly heading downwards from where they were hoping to be. But I guess runs on the board, you just never know. A couple of early wickets.
Well, you never know.
Alliance Biograin grows organic grains for strength, vitality and joy. Every grain carries the strength of the land, bringing real nourishment to every table. Because health isn't just about eating well, it's about living fully. Organic nutrition meets senior cricket. Alliance Biograin and CCMC, nourishing seniors, one meal, one match, one moment of joy.
As we return to live action here at the Mildura Sporting Precinct, first ball of the final over from Anthony Wilkes is sent downtown for a boundary from Simon Waddington, and if he's good enough, he's still got time to come up with a half century here. 40 from 34. Stavrakis is 3, 4 for 129.
Yeah, he leant back on that nicely and just punched it through covers. A good pace. Better than those big swings that he'd done earlier. That's for sure. Wilkes is calling in that fielder, calling in Fisher that was down on the boundary where the ball just went, so he's bringing him back into the circle. And Anthony comes in, and we're going for the reverse paddle.
Got some good bat, yeah, got some good bat on it, but the man who was at deep backward points able to get back and save the boundary. They'll get through for another 2 though. Waddington 44. Stavrakis 3, and the score is 4 for 133. Thinking we're just a ball ahead of the scoreboard overlay there.
I think Wilkes would be hoping he'd try that one again, but not that shot. He just stood up straight and he just punched that through covers to the boundary.
So Waddington is finishing strongly here in this final over. I've obviously added an extra ball in there somewhere, but 4, 2 and 4 so far from it. So 10 to add to that tally, 4 for 135.
What was the Wasp predictor before? Was it 136?
Yeah.
And it looks like...
They haven't factored in on the Simon Waddington going a bit nuts in the last over. He looks for a second, he won't get it. Nice bit of work down there by Lee Fisher, who fires it back.
Well, we were not thinking that the Wasp was going to be correct, but Stavrakis Waddington has thought differently to finish off those beautiful 10 runs in his first 3 balls.
Stavrakis gets an under edge, thrown back by the keeper. I think he might be in trouble. And there's still hesitation.
Yes.
Is it still a live ball? The keeper's sent off you go. So I think that's going to be the case. Stavrakis is going to be out.
Umpire's called for the third umpire to come in.
Righto.
So umpire Steve Ward has run into here to the technical team, and they'll start looking at the slow-mos and do the zoom and the incredible pictures that we get here.
Let's see what we get here from the Enjoy Wine Char Grill and Bar Action Replay.
Oh, look at that beautiful picture. Oh, yes. Well,
we'll wait for the official adjudication from the third umpire, but it looks reasonably adjacent, doesn't it?
Certainly favours the fielder there.
And we can see the batter pretty much 3/4 of the way off the ground. He knows his fate. Yeah. He's on his way to the sheds. And another wicket falls here at the Mildura Sporting Precinct with a score
and the
5 for 136.
Just put his finger up as officially to call it out, even though he's already off the ground. As you said, he knew his fate. And Darren Boardman comes in to face the last ball of the game.
Run rate 6.86. Tough assignment here for Darren Boardman. Just the one ball. I guess he's just going to give it everything he's got. He's not happy out there at the moment. He's maybe getting a little bit of discussion in the field. He just needs the silence. Moving the field around while he's trying to face up. As we can see, Jeff Charlesworth talking here to Billy Bowden. Now, I wonder what's going on here. Sure. Is there some confusion about is there one ball left or not? Not sure what's going on. Anyway, it looks like we're going to resume hostilities.
They sorted that out, and Anthony Wilkes comes in for the last ball of the game, and he goes back and he's bowled him. Oh, the big fella will be happy about that. He pitched it right up, and a great ball for that this time of the game, a nice Yorker, and he gets his second wicket for the match.
Well, I wonder, they've actually given that previous one on the card there as a stumping to Mason, so that would make 3 wickets for Wilkes. So I thought it might have been a run out myself, but we'll keep an eye on what the horse does, maybe refreshes it for us. But this is a great spot to be on the final ball of a T20, right on the dollies, full and straight, hitting middle and leg, and Anthony Wilkes, the man for all occasions as he continues his fine form with the ball. 6 for 136, the Tara Taverners at the end of their 20 overs, leading the way with a bat. Waddington not out 47 from 37. We also saw Jeff Mayes contribute up the top of the list with 26 from 29. Best with the ball, well, it is showing on our card. Wilkes 4 overs, 1 maiden, 3 for 30. Other wicket takers there, Rechsteiner and Peters as well. So the target set, 137 to win for Saxon Kings. They'll obviously be keenly watching in as to what's happening over at the John Hall Oval. We can let you know at the halfway stage, Lightning Storm made 6 for 115 off their 20 overs, with the Sandgropers needing 116 for victory. We will return in around 10 minutes for the second session here at the Mildura Sporting Precinct.
Alliance Biograin grows organic grains for strength, vitality, and joy. Every grain carries the strength of the land, bringing real nourishment to every table. Because health isn't just about eating well, it's about living fully. Organic nutrition meets senior cricket. Alliance Biograin and CCMC, nourishing seniors, one meal, one match, one moment of joy.
What's going on?
That's you.
What do you expect me to do about it?
It's time.
It's time to see my mates at CPAP Direct. They help me get my sleep apnea sorted, and they offer good old-fashioned customer service and support. CPAP Direct not only have the latest technology in sleep testing, CPAP machines and masks, they can help you too.
You can leave the mask on.
What?
my time, I'm all you want. Yeah, we live it up, I know for sure that I'll always.
G'day and welcome to Mildura, the capital of tropical North Victoria, where adventure awaits you around every bend. But unlike Queensland, you don't have to worry about crocs. Epically wide river that goes forever. Perfect for water sports. Your next adventure is in Mildura and it's just a short flight away. We'll see you there.
Begins with passion. It begins with Yashi Sports. Canada's home of cricket, trusted by players worldwide. From head to toe, complete cricket solutions, official uniform supplier for GT20 and CCMC. For every walk to the crease, for every bold start, for every fearless shot, Yashi Sports. Canada's home of cricket.
Every moment captured in real time. Wickets, boundaries, bowling, batting, all brought to life. Vision AI turns data into visuals for analysis, streaming and content. NV Play. Vision AI. The future of cricket is here.
Are you a batsman who's still training hard, still getting starts, but the big scores just won't come? It's not your technique, it's your process. Email the word SPIRIT to info@simplebatting.com and we'll show you the 3 simple steps serious batsmen are using to become the run scorer their team relies on, season after season.
Alliance Biograin grows organic grains for strength, vitality, and joy. Every grain carries the strength of the land, bringing real nourishment to every table. Because health isn't just about eating well, it's about living fully. Organic nutrition meets senior cricket. Alliance Biograin and CCMC, nourishing seniors, one meal, one match, one moment of joy.
What's going on?
That's you.
What do you expect me to do about it?
It's time.
It's time to see my mates at CPAP Direct. They help me get my sleep apnea sorted and they offer good old-fashioned customer service and support. CPAP Direct not only have the latest technology in sleep testing, CPAP machines and masks, they can help you too.
You can leave the mask on.
What?
G'day and welcome to Mildura, the capital of tropical North Victoria, where adventure awaits you around every bend. But unlike Queensland, you don't have to worry about crocs. Epically wide river that goes forever. Perfect for water sports. Your next adventure is in Mildura and it's just a short flight away. We'll see you there.
Begins with passion. It begins with Yashi Sports. Canada's home of cricket, trusted by players worldwide. From head to toe, complete cricket solutions, official uniform supplier for GT20 and CCMC. For every walk to the crease, for every bold start, for every fearless shot, Yashi Sports. Canada's home of cricket.
Every moment captured in real time. Wickets, boundaries, bowling, batting, all brought to life. Vision AI turns data into visuals for analysis, streaming and content. NV Play. Vision AI. The future of cricket is here.
Are you a batsman who's still training hard, still getting starts, but the big scores just won't come? It's not your technique, it's your process. Email the word SPIRIT to info@simplebatting.com and we'll show you the 3 simple steps serious batsmen are using to become the run scorer their team relies on, season after season.
We're back, and I've got some very, very good news for you, Patrick.
Oh, fantastic. Do
I've
tell.
just signed a contract.
You have?
Yes, I have.
Outstanding.
Yes, the contract is... I am now responsible for assisting with our technical people from the right-hand side, because I had to push a button to open a door to let one of our television people back in where we are. And it said press, and I did, and I felt so chuffed because my abilities and expertise about that sort of thing as being a handyman are a big fat duck egg.
There
A
you
zero.
go. There you go. So our 2 Saxon Kings batters out of the crease. Robbie Bartlett, who's been one of the premier performers in this competition. Ty Watts, the skipper, is out there as well. And it looks like it's going to be Merrick Robertson who's taking the new ball for Tara Taverners, as our colleague Darren Cheek has got his flying conveyance out there with a remote control, trying to take some night shots with a rope around the ground.
Well, he's going to get the rope put around him in a moment if he doesn't get out of our way. As we start this run chase, and the first ball is very wide, and it's slapped out into extra cover, and there's no run. Of course, drones, I've never really been all that interested, although I watched a movie once where a drone came from nowhere and landed somewhere and they could see it from so far away, and I thought, well, this is what it's all about. So I picked up a Phantom comic and read that and felt much better.
Perfect. Here's Robertson again. Quite got his line and length going. That's short and into the wicket and put away by Bartlett. 4 runs on the board.
Good shot, wasn't it?
Just stood to attention and just rocked back and went whack, and away it went.
We should mention too that it's a bit of sadness. I mean, we say goodbye to a lot of people that we have established friendships with tomorrow when all the games are over. And then there's a big presentation night. We can't give you any details because we don't know them yet, but that's happening on the Murray River tomorrow night. There's this ball outside the off-stump. A play and a miss, or is it a miss? He's out, caught behind.
Given it.
Well, there you go. Hallelujah.
It was a late appeal, wasn't it? There was a bit of confusion as to whether they thought it was out or not. And Billy Bowden just had a couple of seconds to process, and up went the crooked finger. So Bartlett, who's been so dynamic in this competition, coming in tonight with 235 runs at 47, has to make his way for just 2.
He's wandering off, and the spirit of cricket in vogue, of course. Obviously, he'd be disappointed, but you can share your disappointment if you wish. He's now walking from this magnificent venue. And what a wicket. And you know, we're talking, my friend, earlier on about how often have we seen a wicket fall in the first over.
I know. It's been quite remarkable, hasn't it? We've seen run-outs and caught behinds and blokes getting out bowled.
We might be able to see that wicket again, I hope.
It shows that there's always some nerves early doors, isn't there? When the ball's new and it's up and it's swinging, there's always a little bit of concern with the batsmen as we now take a look back, thanks to Enjoy Wine, Char, Grill and Bar. Reverse angle. Down low, just maybe a little schnickle off the bottom edge of the bat. And nicely taken by the wicket keeper there. And they're underway. Perfect start.
Perfect start, all right. Bartlett, the man being dismissed. And, gee, that was Greenwood as the wicketkeeper, I think,
Yes,
who's
he is.
taken the catch.
Here's a front-on shot, I reckon. No, we're going to go back from behind, but we're going to slow it down. Ooh, inside edge, maybe. Inside edge. It was just tailing back in off the pitch, wasn't it? As we go back to live action here, new man with another big appeal. Oh, he's almost done himself a bit of a mischief down there at the striker's end, losing his feet. In fact, is he gone? No, that's the Bartlett dismissal again. I'm getting confused. It was Darren Thompson who swung lustily and lost his, as we see there, he lost his ground and just didn't know what was going on. That's an interesting series of events that have unfolded and quite an eventful first over.
Absolutely. A couple of deliveries still to go with a dot ball of 4 and then a neat catch that was taken. Consternation and dissatisfaction initially, but Greenwood said, I've got it. And the umpire agreed and he was out caught behind. Neat catch in the finish too. It was low down and he was very confident, wasn't he, when he went for the big appeal.
Yeah, absolutely.
Lee Greenwood, number 11, emblazoned on his back. He did a couple of backward flick-flacks and a few somersaults, and good on him for picking up the wicket.
Yeah, absolutely. 1 for 5. So a great start here for the Tara Taverners. Robinson now, the last ball of his over. As an advancing Watts this time, showing him no respect, didn't want to have a look at whatsoever, just decided to charge down, failed to make contact. So the end of the first over, and the score is 1 for 5.
Watts gave that the big heave-ho, or tried to. If he had have hit that ball and had have made some contact, we would have taken the catch out here.
I might have gone straight through the glass surveyor window,
Yes.
I'd reckon, yeah.
And that's not going to happen because I know that you'd protect me if I looked like the ball was going to knock a sandwich out of my face.
Be pushing you under the table, that's what I'd be doing.
Well, good start. That's what you need. And the confidence is such a big thing in any sport. If you haven't got a lot of runs in the bank, 136 is not a lot. But if you get a wicket, you think to yourself, yeah, look, let's just put some extra energy into what we can do, and then let's see if we can go for a couple of wickets in a hurry.
Yeah, Simon Waddington, Australian representative, has done a lot of bowling with the new ball in the limited overs format of the game, so this will be right up his alley. And he'll, as traditionally has done so, will start up left arm around the wicket, trying to tighten up the angle. So 132 to win from 19 overs at 6.95. It's not a huge assignment based on what we've seen previously over the past couple of days, but a couple of early wickets to be lost, and all of a sudden there'll be some pressure on, won't there?
Will be, yes. Short run up to be taken from the bowler who leaves us and heads away with the ball now. Waddington down the leg side, and it's a wide. It's Chiller. Hasn't he done a mighty job too with the assistance of getting, when he heard that Billy was going to be a hero and going to be here, he worked so hard, and people like Anthony Telfer, who's been such a key contributor, thrilled with the work that Chiller put in. As that ball, he attempts to drag it away on the onside, misses, but there's no run. And he could have broken the world record for the number of text messages and phone calls letting Billy Bowden know that he was not going to take no for an answer. He'd get him here even if he had to drag him over. He got him, and hasn't that been good fun?
Hasn't let him go either, has he? We've had him on our screens for every single ball of the coverage, as Waddington again, this time just taking it away from the right-handed Thompson, and somehow that's missed the off stump. I'm not quite sure how.
That's a good call too, because they smiled at each other, the batsman and the bowler. The flashy teeth. And let's see what Thompson can do this time. 1 for 6. That ball is hit in the air, wide away on the onside. It'll go all the way. It bounces and then does the speed wobbles, and won't make the rope.
There.
No. Now, could we get a 3 in this one? I don't think we would we?
Just the 2.
I was amazed earlier on. Wasn't that the information that we had a 5?
5?
Today?
What were they thinking?
I don't know. Running 5. Adelaide Oval used to get the occasional 5. That's before they reduced the size of the ground.
Her in, yeah.
1 for 8. That ball wide outside the off stump, off the front foot. As good as you could get that one. Caressed away. Magnificent stroke out to the boundary fence. No chance of anyone in the covers to get to that one. And Chiller the Gorilla, there he is. What a man he's been for the spirit of cricket. He's travelled around too. He gets around because
he does.
He's one of the best umpires doing the rounds. 1 for 12. Thompson 7. Backing outside the leg stump. That is on leg stump. He turns it neatly away forward of square for a single. He did it well, took his time. He, with that single, moves to 8. It's 1 for 13. 1 ball remaining in the second over. A hiccup start, but they're starting to settle into what could be an interesting chase this evening, Patrick.
Yeah, absolutely. You're really looking to boost that net run rate as Wellington pitches up outside the off stump and down the ground goes Watts. They've got a man patrolling the long off fence. So I'll just get through for the single. So after 2, score is 1 for 14. We can update you from the John Hall Oval and let you know that Sandgropers are no wicket for 24 after 4 as they set sail on that chase. And the target of 116 set by Lightning Storm. Jamie Lee is 12. Anthony Baranka is 12. So a decent start from the Sandgropers, who are looking to lock in, if not a top 2 spot, certainly a position well inside of the top 4.
How about Jamie Lee? What sort of a couple of weeks has he had, the big man?
Yeah, yep. He's been, for me, as I did mention earlier, I would have him pretty high in my voting for player of the competition. Yep. He's been outstanding, hasn't he?
Has he what? This ball on leg stump, whipped away just behind square, well fielded, and there might be an injury out there.
I reckon he's worn that right on the knee.
Oh dear.
Or the shin, and he looks to be in great pain.
Yeah.
That was very firmly struck.
Picked up on the half volley, and that sped like a bullet. And his knee now being looked at. Let's see if we can pick it up. The Enjoy Wine Chargalon Bar action replay. That one coming off very, very quickly. I hope he's okay. Let's check it out. What did you see, Patrick?
I just saw Ty Watts taking his bottom hand off the bat and absolutely smoking that towards the man there on the ring at 45. It's one of those ones like when you get one on the elbow. It just goes all numb. You lose all sense of feeling. He's got to his feet, though, so that's a good bit of work there by Artie Richardson, who's a real character in this team. And that one's shortened him up no end. That wasn't what he was expecting as he was coming in from his position there at short 45. But looks like he's going to be okay, which is a fantastic result.
Good work to Artie then, because that copped him. He got whacked with that ball. And when he went down, you thought, oh dear, that could be all sorts of issues. But no. 1 for 15. Thompson 8, Watts 2. They're just getting themselves organised. Billy's settled now. 2.1 overs gone. Run rate required 6.8. This ball pushed away gently out towards cover. They run quickly, they'll have to.
Good glove work there. Gee whiz, that was very tidy from the keeper.
How about that? He actually dived through the air, took the ball, and I think almost as he was falling, flicked the bails off.
Yeah, it was all in the one motion. Super piece of work by the glove man, who obviously got that dismissal early with the court behind, down low, Greenwood.
Yes.
Looks to be a really good mover, doesn't he?
He does. And on that note, but that's a wide there, but it's hit inside the necessary dimensions for the ball to be dropped in and knocked away and no run. There hasn't been any bad wicketkeeper out there.
No.
We've had some spectacular performances, haven't we?
We get a chance of a side-on view of that athleticism. Ball was knocked down into the offside. That was a very sharp piece of work. Got there in a hurry too. He was at the right place at the right time, as this time we'll see the ball hit out towards long on. I'll get through for a single. So 1 for 18 in the third over. Robertson just picket fencing up this second over. He has 1 for 9. And has made a pretty steady start. The Wasp at the moment has Saxon Kings with an 86% chance of victory.
Well, they're working hard at just that. That's so, almost dragged back onto the stumps outside the off stump. And he went for the cut shot. It appeared to hit the under edge of the bat. And for a horrible moment, I thought it was heading back towards the stumps.
Yeah, he was certainly keen to have a look down just to see where the ball was travelling. So Robertson continues to be difficult to get away here from the Deakin Avenue end. As this time the under edge beats the keeper, almost took the helmet on the way through, and it get to the boundary for 4. So a little bit of luck coming the way there of the Saxon Kings. And at the end of 3 overs, The score here at the Mildura Sporting Precinct is 1 for 22.
Alliance Biograin grows organic grains for strength, vitality, and joy. Every grain carries the strength of the land, bringing real nourishment to every table. Because health isn't just about eating well, it's about living fully. Organic nutrition meets senior cricket. Alliance Biograin and CCMC, nourishing seniors, one meal, one match, one moment of joy.
Good start. 1 for 22 off 3. 1 for 22 off 3 now will be added to the score because that's hit boldly on the onside for a boundary to Thompson. It's 1 for 26 for 3. And were we just invaded by a drone? Did a drone come in and land, or what happened?
Yeah, we've just seen some action shots of footage taken from high above the MSP.
Mm-hmm.
So I look forward to them being posted up on the Spirit of Cricket social site, so keep an eye for that. It just shows how good this venue is under floodlight.
It really is, yep. We can only throw superlatives for those who have sorted it out. This ball wide outside the off stump and dragged away down the ground on the onside. Boldly played, but just the one. Hit very well. The timing was there. And if you get too much timing in, there's a bloke out there on the boundary who might take a catch.
Exactly right.
Thompson 15, Watts 7, 1 for 27. Run rate required 8. That's the run rate at the moment. The required rate is below that at 6.6. This ball on the leg stump. Oh, he nearly fell over and nearly crashed into the batsman coming from the opposite end. A series of errors that didn't develop into a run out, but for a brief moment I thought there might have been two men of muscle going squash in the middle of the pitch.
There were some concerns out there, wasn't there, for a fraction of a second. Thompson able to make his ground in the end, so he's going to face up once again here to Waddington, who is characteristically hustling his way through this session.
He's in, and it's hit in the air. Now, where's it going? It's high and wide, and it's
That's a great catch.
Good catch.
Jamie Pitt.
How about that? That flew high in the air, and he got himself into possession and position. And the Taverners, is that Williams out there?
That's Marcus Williams, yeah. I thought it was Pitt. I just saw a bit of what looked like a number one, but of course, hook on the top of it makes it a 7. They're just going to check a replay here, the third umpire. Don't know if they need to check a front foot on that one, but rather interesting approach where he lost his feet, went to his knees, and then took it from a ground level. So I'm not sure if he's trying to keep a low centre of gravity there, Marcus, but it was effective.
Now, they're all standing around, and I'm not sure what's happening.
Well, he certainly
because he's out.
Well, he certainly took the catch. Is there a concern on the front foot from Waddington here, I wonder? That's the only thing I can think of.
We, for the benefit of their camera crews doing a mighty job with our television people, he looked like he was on the ground before the ball reached him.
He was. I reckon he'd lost his footing in the ground, so then he planted his knees down on the grass and stayed down at a low position, stuck the fingers skyward, and took what was a really good catch. But we're just trying to get our head around as to why there's a little conjecture in regards to why the man is now been dismissed. So they have made it official. Maybe there was just a hint of concern about the front foot of Simon Waddington.
So.
And it's been cleared by the third umpire, Steve Ward. So
well done, Steve.
That's the result they were looking for. And they pick up another wicket here, the Taverners, who are keen to really make some impact here in their final game of the competition. They'll, of course, be in the bottom 4 playoffs tomorrow, but let's have a look at it again here. The front foot of Waddington was the one that was... And he's just got a hint of heel there behind the line.
Only a little bit,
It
a
was
squidgen.
it was absolutely centimetre perfect in the end. That's all it needed to be. So now we have a new man out in the middle. Looks like it's going to be Glenn Spencer.
Oh, this game has all the drifts and the moving and swirlings that we would have hoped. This ball outside leg stump is a wide.
Nearly bowled him round his legs.
Nearly bowled him too. He was batting outside his leg stump, and that one just went wide of the keeper. And this fascinating game, which has us all being teased, it's one of those games where there's not a lot of runs to play with, but there's certainly a lot of action to talk about, Patrick.
And lots of interest. Early wickets the key here for the Taverners, and they've tick that box with a couple inside this first power play. Waddington 1 for 15.
He's a cagey bowler, isn't he? He's in, tosses up and on the back foot. It's hit wide out towards extra cover. There's a fall out there, but there's no danger, no damage to the body, and they go through for just the 1 run, 2 for 30. 1 ball left in this over with Spencer on 1 and Watts on 7. It's a good game. It's developing because we're never too sure as to what the next turn will be. Where's the roundabout? This ball, he tries to drag it away, plays and misses, and that didn't miss by much, did it?
No, gee, Waddington's been right on the money, hasn't he, in his first 2 overs, which are now complete. 4 overs gone here at the MSP, and the Saxon Kings are 2 for 30. So we quickly head across town to the John Hall Oval. And after 6.2 overs, the Sandgropers none for 38. That opening partnership of Baranka and Lee is almost unbreakable, like a Hilux at the moment,
Yes.
Walshy.
They've had some good times, haven't they?
Yeah.
Baranka, like his style, when he marches out, he looks like someone out of World Championship Wrestling. And I'm saying that neatly and nicely because he's got that fierce look about, leave me alone, I'm out here for a reason, and I'll do the right thing by my team. And he normally does.
Thinking Mario Milano there, perhaps, or one of those.
Larry O'Day?
Oh, Larry O'Day. There's a name from the past.
No, but can you remember the guy who did all the work for Channel 9 and his favourite word was, wow, Jack Little. Remember Jack?
Yeah. As a young bloke, yeah.
Oh, that's good. This is a good game, this. This has developed. A couple more from me, and then we'll swap over in terms of our commentary team. If you're wondering where Mike Kasparovich is and where we've got Anthony Telfer, we don't know.
No.
Do we?
They've been wined and dined by the Territory Blasters. We're not exactly sure where. We might get Darren Cheek to put an SOS out to Casper just to see how he's checking in at the moment. What are we, 8:25 local time?
Yep. We should thank, too, those that were responsible for dropping that cheese up to us. That was good. And the sandwiches.
Yep. They certainly have filled a nice breach for us, haven't they, at the halfway stage?
A nice breach.
Breach, yes.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Thanks for that. That's a Mildura word, is it?
Yes. It is in the dictionary. You will find it. Boardman is taking up the attack now. He's bowling from the Deakin Avenue end of the ground.
And whilst you're on a roll, Patrick, before I jump out in a sec after the end of an over or two, tomorrow just an explanation to our viewers as to how frenetic the action will be with all of the teams becoming involved as we say goodbye to the Australasian Conference of 2025 and 2026 with the Spirit of Cricket.
Yeah, well, we've got a heap of finals to get us going early tomorrow, 9:30 start, so we're kicking off a half an hour earlier. Top half of the draw, we'll see. Oh, there's an appeal. Is there a catch? The keeper. My goodness, he is one to watch. He has been sharp under the lights tonight, and they're going to send that one up again. But
he's pretty confident, isn't he?
Yeah, no, he has been absolutely outstanding there. Lee Greenwood is it? He's the man who's under the spotlight once again, and third umpire Steve Ward is called upon. Ty Watts was the batter. Oh, has he got any of his foot behind the line? He certainly was very confident with his shout as Chilla Charlesworth sends it upstairs. Wow, they pick up a third here, Walshy, and she is game on, I reckon.
It is. Haven't we had some magnificent support from the third umpires and from our TV crew, because they're showing what we can see. And as we can see now, the big wave and a miss. The foot's out of the crease, but the bails haven't been removed yet. They have now.
He's out, I reckon.
I think he's in trouble.
Yeah, because he's got the foot up high. No part of it grounded behind the line from the way I can see it. But we'll wait for the official decision to be handed down by Steve Ward. Chilla Charlesworth is listening in intently to his walkie-talkie to see which way this one's going to go.
Billy's giving nothing away.
No.
We can't give anything away.
We can't. Exactly right.
Go Chilla. That's the call. Spot on. He, of course, with his company that have been so supportive of the Spirit of Cricket.
Yep.
And
there we
he's
go.
given out.
He's given out. So another wicket to fall here at the MSP. And that is some absolutely magnificent work from the wicketkeeper, Lee Greenwood.
Yes.
Haven't seen him so far through the tournament, but he's making a bold statement here behind the stumps, as he now has impacted 2 of the 3 dismissals to fall so far in our second session. As we get one more look at this, as Ty Watts loads up a big one, fails to connect. and just kept his balance and his positioning. Didn't move up or down. He was just stationary there. Great balance.
He knew, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. Absolutely, he knew.
Brilliant work done there. That's exquisite. That's what their craft is, and that's why we are so complimentary of the wicket-keeping fraternity. We've got good ones all over the place, and we've got good ones around the world. And I'm not in any way making comparisons, but deft, catch, took, bang, bails off, O-U-T, out.
Yeah. Beautifully described, Walshy. It's going to be Aussie skipper Andrew Sharp, who's made his way out to the middle, left-hander. And he's got a bit of work to do here. Target is 137, so they need just a tick over 100 as we roll through this, the 5th over. And we'll get into the second power play at the completion of this one. So that means that the Taverners will be able to get 4 men outside the circle and try and protect the boundaries.
Boardman starts in, tapped away, gently, down the offside, easy single to be taken. Wonder what the mindset is now with these two new batters at the crease and the wickets tumbling around them now, losing 3. We wonder if there's any backward somersaults in the tummy. Are they getting a bit nervous now because a win in this game is something that they want to be able to do at the end of this particular tournament?
This Boardman is just taken out to the offside. They'll get through for 1. It's going to get to the man on the rope, so that means it will result in a couple. So nice bit of work from Spencer. He is 8, Sharp is 1, and the score 3 for 38 at the end of 5. Now, look, Walshy, back to your point from before, I think there's still time, isn't there, that they can just settle a little here, build the platform, and get this partnership rolling. So I don't think there's any need for panic stations right at the moment. But my goodness, another wicket would throw a cat amongst the pigeons. That's absolutely for sure.
Yep, of that there is no doubt. Now we're just seeing a little bit of work done. Number 3 down there for the Taverners, Mark Newbold, picking the ball up, and then I saw he put the ball down and rubbed his hand just behind where the bowler is and the umpire is. There's big chiller in action. A bit of roughage on the fingers just before he's ready to come in and bowl.
Just to dry any possible moisture that he might have, maybe being a bit nervous coming to the bowling crease.
Yep. Haven't seen that magpie for a while either.
No.
Disappointing. I hope nothing's happened to it.
Well, I can see Todd's chomping down on something over there, so I'm hoping that he hasn't gone and collected that magpie. But
I hope he's not eating it either.
He'll let us know on the drinks break.
Although I did notice the feather coming out of his mouth about 10 minutes ago.
Hang on, you're going too far now. Taking that way too far.
No. But the magpie's been good, hasn't he?
Well, he's been loyal.
Yeah.
Had been loyal anyway. We're uncertain about his current whereabouts, but friend of the broadcast.
True. And I'm saying this, and I'm a bit careful about saying it. I don't want to do the wrong thing. But in driving from here, where we are, and going to the Mercure, which is a wonderful hotel, just down the track, and having a quick look around and checking out as many of the walks as I can, I haven't seen any kangaroos.
Not one.
No. Should I have seen someone around?
No, probably not.
No.
You need to probably head on the outskirts. If you're heading back to Bendigo on the quarter,
I'm not planning on walking back to Bendigo.
No, you'll be in the car, but you might see some in the car.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Had a few people have asked and have said, "Are we likely to see them?" And I said, "You're asking the wrong person." So, in a word, no. Change at the end of this over with commentary. 3 for 39, 5.1 down. This is Newbold round the wicket. 4th down the ground on the onside. No power on the stroke and no run. And the evening rolls on. This is the 29th of September, a Monday evening in downtown Mildura. This ball tossed up and the attempted work away on the onside. It's gone through and tickled the stumps. Excuse me. This is super stuff. Another wicket. Newbold, 1 for 1. And he is pretty thrilled. That's an understatement. And the capitulation continues. A big swing, a big miss, and a wicket with Spencer being dismissed for 8. It's 4 for 39.
Oh, who would have thought, Walshy? I mean, the Taverners are finishing off their campaign very strongly. We were blowing the trumpet about the Saxon Kings, getting them in early, ripping them out for a low score, and then going the doctor. It's starting to backfire a little bit, isn't it? They just can't get things going in this second innings.
wickets falling regularly, and when they are falling regularly and they can't get partnerships established, it's a bold performance. And the rattling of the stumps, you would have heard that. He didn't have to turn around and see the bails flying in the air. You heard the rattle, and it's now with the score at 4 for 39, 5.3 overs gone. Newbold, 1, a duck egg, and a wicket.
It's a tidy start, isn't it?
Oh, it is. It is.
Marlon Merling is our new man out in the middle. So he and Sharp have really got to start building something here.
Yeah, that's a wide ball down leg side, and it's called a wide, and they're going to run for 1, and that'll do. And is there a lip from the batsman coming down towards where we are?
Doesn't look like he was moving overly freely.
No. So 5.3 overs down. I'll jump out at the end of this over. With the 4th wicket falling, Merling is no score and Sharp is 2. Chiller just getting himself organised at the non-striker's end as the umpire that we can see with his glasses on, just doing the head count, making sure that there were the number of persons required with power plays and the operative words. There's so many things they have to do. Don't forever take for granted that it's an easy task being an umpire. Newbold in, down leg side, and Chiller actually scratched himself then, I think. Well, he can do that if you've got an itch.
Well,
but he did. You saw that.
I saw it.
Well, don't be afraid to say those things. This is an information sharing show. He's okay. Well, I hope anyway. I'll ask him afterwards.
Yes.
And then I'll duck for cover as the next ball. Tossed up and it's hit away on the offside. Good shot and misfielded, so that could go all the way. Maybe no.
I'll get 2 though.
It'll be Waddington who's going to run around. He's a bit leg weary, couldn't quite get there in time, so he left it for El Bourgeois, who picked the ball up. 4 for 34. Merling yet to score and Sharp on 4. Newbold 1 for 5. Last ball of this over, or maybe 2 to go. This one outside the off stump, and it's cut hard off the back foot, forward of point. They get through for the 1, and that will be all. So the run's coming at a dribble, but that doesn't matter, providing they stay there. 4 for 44. That is the end of the over. And that's where we're at here at Mildura, where we continue with our coverage of this magnificent 2 weeks of cricket.
Welcome back to the game here between the Saxon Kings. Oh, as I say that, and the ball's already been bowled and driven on the onside.
Tara Taverners are really making a fist of this, aren't they, Cheeky?
They certainly are. And I think, like you said, the Kings had this plan to come in and just try and get those runs as fast as they can, and it has backfired a bit on them. And especially looking at the other game where they might not have needed to, because what's the score over there, Pat?
Last score I had him was the Sandgropers none for 59 in the 9th. So they're ticking along pretty comfortably. Well, they need another 57 to win off 10.4 overs, so I think they've got that one in check.
As the next ball's bowled and let go, which surprised the keeper. With the Saxon Kings, they needed to try and build some percentage to climb over Lightning Storm, and the way the Lightning Storm goes is they're just going to lose a lot of percentage tonight, so they might not have needed to hit it as hard as they have as they thought they did.
So it swung away down leg side. Boardman is up and about for an LB. Umpire dismisses and nicely bowled back into the keeper, so leg buys as the score advances in this the 7th over. 4 for 46. Sharp is 6. Merling yet to score. Run rate 7.08, so it's sitting at a reasonable position, but they want to make sure they can maintain some wickets in hand.
Yeah, the run rate required is less than the run rate they're getting, so they're well on track for the win. The Wasps has got it at 68%, the chances there for win, and that's only because of the 4 wickets that's gone. But they just need to settle down and do a partnership, forget about trying to get the runs really quick, and just make sure they get a win, because they certainly have to win first before they worry, as that one's taken off a full ball on the leg, and he's just put it down behind square easily.
Nice timing there from Marlon Merling. First chance he had one over pitched in his zone, and he did not make a mistake in putting it away.
Yeah, it's time for him just to wait, just to be patient and just wait for those bad balls, those full tosses on the leg, and that's the end of the over.
I don't know if our scoreboard is lagging in delay or the umpires are rattling through a heap of 5-ball overs here. A little bit of confusion, but anyway.
Well,
We'll take it at face value. 4 for 51, 7 overs done.
Yeah, I don't know whether it is the lag of the scoreboard or the scorers up in the box, or whether we've had a couple of 5 balls in a row. A little bit of confusion going. You can see the umpire's shaking his head there, so I wonder if there has been some word on the walkie-talkie. But yeah, 4 for 51 at 7.46 run rate. So they're well on track with the run rate, and the Wasp has now gone up.
He's coming back to finish the over.
Good stuff. Horse is doing his job up there in the scorer's box. Comes in to bowl it, and it looked like he wishes he didn't have to, I tell you. He ends up bowling a wide, and it runs away. It gets past the keeper, who was that wide, and it's run down to the boundary for a 4, which makes it a 5, and another ball to bowl in this over. He certainly didn't like having that little break that he had for a minute to have to come back on. As Billy picks up the ball, he does the fielding for the bowler.
Well, now there's some confusion about the field placing, so Bourbon just had to hold his run there momentarily. 4 for 56.
Comes in, bowls and beats the outside edge.
Now we're
nice
done.
Ball. Now's the over. Billy can go back to his spot. So at the end of the 7th over, it's 4 for 56. And the Saxon Kings certainly can continue this the run rate that they're going, and go on for the win. And as we said, they just need to settle down now and just think of a good partnership and being strong with their thoughts and with the bat properly, and look for those gaps and just keep turning it over for a while and not worrying about those 4s and 6s that they've been trying to do, probably a little bit too often.
So we're back with Andrew Sharp on strike, facing Newbold. He's retreating back into the crease and pushing out into the offside, picks up the single, nicely retrieved there by Jamie Pitt. So we're into this second power play, 8th over, 4 for 57. Sharp, of course, the Australian over 50 skipper, so he's got plenty of experience here. He would have been in this situation many times.
Newbold comes back in, round the wicket, gets the outside edge, and it goes down to short third man. They run through for the single.
Might have been overthrows there, I reckon.
Overthrows.
Come back to the
Did
keeper.
They come back to the 2?
Oh, I think it was just the one, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Just the throw was just a little bit
the
wild and woolly.
in now.
Got through past the keeper, so they managed to pick up the extra.
The stumps have been getting a bit of action tonight, aren't they? It's showing this beautiful night and under the lights, and the zinger bales flying off in all their colours. It adds to the spectacle of cricket now, these new zinger bales, don't they?
Yeah, no, totally agree. Seeing lots of clubs around the countryside investing.
Yes, and investing is what they need to do. What I've seen, they charge for them. But around the wicket again, comes in, and it's just cut through to cover. Ball's rolled back just to ensure there's no overthrows. I'm sure Newbold would rather it thrown into his hands though than having to bend over and with that big frame and pick it up.
Yeah, agreed. As Merling faces up again.
Newbold's in and...
There's another wicket, is there? Can you believe this? Newbold with his second. Merling's uncertain whether he needs to be departing. I think he's going to wait for a referral as an option here as, again, our man, Steve Ward, Johnny on the spot. But Marlon Merling.
This is a brilliant wicket-keeping display tonight. That was fast.
Lee Greenwood.
See the replay.
It's been worth the price of admission tonight. You watch it back in replay. Ooh. Gee, did it actually hit the stumps before it got to the keeper, or did he get them off that quick?
Certainly got them off quick. I couldn't really see from that angle his foot moving a lot, but it might have started outside the line. We'll wait and see.
Lots of confidence in and around the ring there for the Taverners. They're pretty confident. Your decision is going to go their way.
It's going to be hard. It might go their way. And it's looking like the fielder at square leg might have been in the way of the pictures.
So the two batsmen just sit on their handles at the other end, trying to get a bit of a feel for how this might play out. Yeah, Jeff Charlesworth has been very, very busy operating that walkie-talkie. He's waiting for a response to come back from the broadcast position.
Well, Steve Ward now has a look at the camera behind the keeper, because the keeper on the line had a fielder in the way which couldn't be seen. He wasn't blocking off the actual crease, but he was blocking off the stumps, and so you couldn't see when the bails actually came off.
Right, so I think we're not far removed here from a response. I reckon Chiller Charlesworth was holding his walkie-talkie up to the playing group there just to let them hear exactly what's going on. Billy's waving it away. So, as you were, gentlemen, but, gee, there wasn't much in there, was there?
No, unfortunately for the Tara Taverners, I think it was Harry Stavakarakis. That how you say, Harry? We'll just call him Harry. Harry was there at square leg, and he was just blocking off the stumps, and unfortunately he could have cost a wicket for his side there. The game recommences, and there's a play and a miss. The ball stayed low.
4 for 59.
Off the over.
Yep,
Good over. 3 runs off the over.
End of 8 overs. Partnership is 20 from 15. They've taken it from 39 to 59. But there's still a lot more work to be done by these two out in the centre here of the Mildura Sporting Precinct. This is game 27 of the Global Spirit of Cricket T20 Festivale. We move into semi-finals mode bright and early tomorrow from 9:30. I believe we'll have the first versus fourth semi to have a look at on the Sock Live TV stream tomorrow, and then we'll move straight into the big one, Cheeky, the big grand final, which gets underway from 2 p.m.
Big grand finals are going to be very exciting too, because like all the sides that we got here, that all the other games, all the other players will be here in attendance, and it's going to be a very spectacular game with the audience cheering for their favourite sides and players out there, and there'll be a lot of mates of each other to cheer on. It's going to be a wonderful afternoon.
Jamie Pitt, left arm over the wicket, gets straight into his work and asking a few questions there of Andrew Sharp, who can just push it back to the bowler there at the non-striker's end. Current run rate is 7.22. Only need to be going at 6.59, so they're keeping pace on that front, but just been tough to build partnerships right through this innings so far, as it's just knocked out into the offside. Nicely done by Sharp. He'll get through for the single, living up to his namesake there as he gets up the other end.
I know tomorrow too, when all the sides are here, that our tournament director, Anthony Telfer, is really looking forward to getting everyone out on the ground and getting a photo of everyone in the ring for Men's Health, and so that can be advertised across I know the council here, they loved having everyone arrive into Mildura, and he talked highly of the amount of how much the cricket is good for the men's health and their families and home and depression. If you can get out there and play the game and be very active, it's fantastic. So there'll be some tributes to that tomorrow night.
We saw a great shot last year at the Mildura Senior College of all the colours lining up, as Pitt is going to come left arm around, almost squeezes that one through Merling. He gets the under edge, and it's going to fly away down to the fine leg boundary for 4. But yeah, last year, Cheeky, it was so good to see all the blokes right in front of us and all the bright colours, and we'll get to see that tomorrow ahead of the final. Be something well worth tuning in for.
Yeah, and we'll have the added help of the drone this time, Peter, over there. We'll get the drone up and get some shots from above and just really see how many men are here and in that circle.
4 for 64, halfway through the 9th over. Sharp is 10, Merling on strike is 9. As Pitt gets out really wide on that return crease, bowling around the wicket.
And he bowled another great Yorker. The last ball was the Yorker and got that French cut. But he's really put in the block hole nicely.
Be interested to see if Billy's keeping an eye on where his feet are finishing up on that return crease, because as we said, he almost cuts the crease out wide. He was okay that time. As the ball's hit back to him there from Merling, and there's no run. So 1 to go in this 9th over. We'll take a short break at the end of this one. I'll slip away for a spell. Peter Walsh will be in to join Darren Cheek to get you through the next 3 over block.
Pitt's in again. Yes, he's very, very right, isn't he? I think he did just touch the line then. But we haven't seen, this is the first time we've seen the Taverners this week, and so just wonder how Pitt's been going, because he's a pretty handy bowler, handy left armer. He's swinging it in at a good pace.
Does a great job. At the end of 9 overs here at the Mildura Sporting Precinct, Saxon Kings are 4 for 65.
For 65, 9 down, Merling 10, Sharp 10. Bit of skullduggery going on too, I must tell you off air. Although maybe I should tell you on air. Anthony Wilkes.
Yes.
See the one that split his trousers?
Yes.
Apparently it's gone viral. And we've had a couple of people.
As he pitched the ball up and he's gone into the block hole and he's...
Oh, there's a wicket.
Yes, he's gone for the pills for the LB and umpire Charlesworth has given that.
Let's have a look and see.
Let's look at the replay.
Enjoy Wine Char Grill and Bar action replay. Let's have a look whilst the batsman now gets into position, waits. Ball is delivered. He stretches forward, well forward. The ball taken on the pad and a big shout for LBW. And the answer is the digit is heading skywards. And there is another wicket to fall. And so this tumbling of wickets continues. It's now 5 for 65. Stacey is no scorer and Sharp 10. Newbold picked up 2. And just getting back to Anthony Wilkes, I wasn't calling when his strides were split. But I can tell you that there have been a couple of representatives from the team who want him to come up and talk to us about it. Well, I'm just not sure what he's going to say. It could be an interrogation that might last a very short time. We'll wait and see, but that's a big wicket too. 5 for 65. It continues to happen. There hasn't been too many big partnerships, and this has been a very disappointing batting display, I would think, my opinion.
Yes, I believe your opinion is correct. According to my opinion.
Well, there you are.
Yes, because they've come out here and they had a plan of attack to make sure that they get these runs really quick and it's really backfired, and that they just got to try and settle and just get some nice runs at partnerships now, because they've only need one ball and 6 balls and over, so 1 run a ball, so it's not hard.
No, Newbold's bowling well. He's saying, this is all right. I'm enjoying this, if you don't mind. 2 for 4. He tosses up and it's pushed away gently. Good tidy bowling on a good length. A keeper behind, slapping the gloves from one hand to another. There's a lot going on out there. It's good. Now the bat is elevated. We're waiting for Stacey at 5 for 65. He stretches forward. All he can do is defend. This is very good bowling by Newbold. What a fine over. That's the end of 10. We might have a slurp now. We might have a drink. We'll wait and see. But it's 5 for 65. And we will have a short break. 5 for 65 the score. and it's time now for drinks to be on the field.
What's going on?
That's you.
What do you expect me to do about it?
It's time.
It's time to see my mates at CPAP Direct. They help me get my sleep apnea sorted, and they offer good old-fashioned customer service and support. CPAP Direct not only have the latest technology in sleep testing, CPAP machines and masks, they can help you too.
You can leave the mask on.
What?
Say I'll never waste my time. I'm all you want. Oh. Yeah, we live it up. I know for sure that I'll always.
G'day and welcome to Mildura, the capital of tropical North Victoria, where adventure awaits you around every bend. But unlike Queensland, you don't have to worry about crocs. Epically wide river that goes forever. Perfect for water sports. Your next adventure is in Mildura and it's just a short flight away. We'll see you there.
Well, sometimes broadcasting cricket isn't what it's cracked up to be, but in this particular moment it is, because Anthony Wilkes, who's got the pads on and is going out to bat very shortly, well, he in effect had a small accident of some description. I won't go into detail, but you're kind enough to come up and say hello, because a lot of people have seen a part of your body that they didn't think they'd see. What happened out there, big fella?
Oh, look, Peter, yeah, I had to make a lot of ground to get to that ball, and as I fell forward,
Yes.
I split my pants.
Now, when you fell forward, you would have landed on your stomach, presumably, and then when did you become aware of the fact that there was that weird noise of the legs parting and you then showing off what you didn't think you'd be showing off here in Mildura?
I heard our franchise owner in the background, he, Paul Atfield,
Yes.
shout out to Paul, yeah, he was... yeah, very, very excited.
Was he now?
He
Really?
was, yes.
Oh, well, I'm happy for him then.
Yes.
Now, did you know what you'd done?
Yeah, I dropped the catch, Peter.
Yeah, you dropped the catch, but do you know what had happened? Do you know that the pants split completely, did they?
Yeah, just the same. Yeah, the
Okay.
same
So
in
it
there.
seems,
So,
yeah, okay.
yeah.
Has it ever happened like that with you before?
No. I usually hold me catches. Yeah, but playing under the lights here tonight, which beautiful ground. Yeah.
Yeah. And the good thing about it too, and we're not taking what out of you because you're kind enough to join us, but a lot of people are watching our coverage, and we've just been surprised that so many people had seen it happen and could see the mirth in it. And this is the spirit of cricket. This is what it's all about. So you've handled it well.
I have handled it well. I'm a bit of a prankster down at our local club down there at Willow Grove, and
Yes.
yeah, most people know exactly what I'm like. Yeah, and laughter's free, mate, and it costs you nothing.
True. And have you ever dropped your pants on purpose before?
No comment.
Okay. All right. Well, we've got to let you go out because you've got your pads on just in case you have to bat. Can you win this game? This is important.
I think so. We've just got to slow the pace down now a little bit.
Yes.
Work ones and twos.
Yep.
And have wickets in hand probably for the last 5 overs, 4 overs,
Yep.
and we should get over the line.
Good call. Now, importantly too, any structural damage when the seams went in your strides, no damage done that you need to talk to us about?
No comment.
Thanks, Anthony.
Cheers, boys.
Who
Have a good
gave
one.
us absolutely nothing in that short chat. Okay. Just as you move out, just close your legs before you go. Thank you. Gotcha. Yeah, well, look, we try to give the cricket as it is, and it's not rocket science, but the whole fact is that he was kind enough to come up and enjoy in us laughing with him. I'm hoping that's the way it came across, Darren, because he was a nice bloke, wasn't he?
He's a lovely bloke. And Peter, in your 40, 50 years of broadcasting and calling cricket, have you ever interviewed a guy that split his pants on the ground before?
Probably not. If I had have remembered that, it would have been because it was something really important in my cricketing life, but I don't think so. I didn't see it, remember. I was in the back of the box gnawing on some cheese that we'd been given, and so I wasn't aware as to what was happening. Now, I should give you the other score. Sandgropers, 22 off 37 balls. Lightning Storm got 6 for 115, and the Go Gropers are none for 94. So not losing any wickets, but almost 14 overs being bowled in that game. In this game, it's 5 for 95. The Taverners got 6 for 136. We've got 54 balls remaining, and we have 68 runs that are still required. So it's a pretty even contest. And Anthony Wilkes now heads off to perhaps signing a contract somewhere or becoming well-known in Mildura. Good on him for having a chat.
Yes, you're making him famous all throughout USA and Canada. That's all gone to, so they'll all be talking about this Anthony Wilkes guy from Willow.
Now, who will they be talking about in this particular game, Darren, at the end? Because there's a bit at stake. When you talk about games where in the last day all the 8 teams play for something, you want to get out of this competition with a W on the last day.
Yeah, right now, I think they're talking about the Taverners right now, sitting down the bottom of the ladder. They've only managed to get the one win, and they had that last game where they unfortunately got out for less than 100, so this is really exciting for them, and I'm really pleased that they're right on top, and they're going to go out on a bit of a high. Even if they lose the game, I think they'll go on a little bit of a high of their performance.
Yes, true. Tosses up and it's pushed gently back down the track, and there's no run. It's been a good day. Hope you've enjoyed it. We have. Tomorrow's a big one. It's the big dance floor. That's what they like to call it. I don't know why, but still. This one tossed up and pushed away on the onside. There's a single, and almost the bowler on the follow-through, Waddington, crashing into Stacey, who was sneaking through for the run, but there was no accident, thank goodness. 5 for 70.
Thankfully, no injuries there. But yeah, they're really putting the screws on here, the Taverners, and it was not long ago, it was a run a ball to win, and now it's starting to drop away. It's 6 to 7 runs and over now.
Waddington, a key bowler, only 2 or 3 paces. That's all the journey is that he has to undertake as he gets into bowl. He's just waving the arms and getting the field set. He's going left arm round the wicket. He's on his way in now and delivers to Stacey, and Stacey advances. He's hit that a long way
straight
in
down
the
the
air.
ground.
Let's have a look.
Fielder's got under it and he's put it down.
Oh dear, that was disappointing. It sailed, to an immense height, and the catch was dropped in the deep, and that is so disappointing because he gave them the chance, hit it high, but hit it straight up and in the air and was dropped.
Yeah, Jamie Pitt got himself under that ball quite nicely. He was in good position, but I think he just went down on his knees a little bit too early and put that down. It could be these lights, and not used to playing under these lights.
Well, he not only dropped the catch, but the ball ran for 4. So that's disappointing. But still, that's the way it works. We're still getting ourselves sorted out.
Yeah, I'm
5
not sure.
for 76. I don't know what's going on now.
Oh, we've missed 4 wides there.
Well,
while they were showing the replays of the others, we've had a wide come in and it's run for 4.
Yeah, that's coming up on our board here with Waddington, 1 for 23, 5 for 76. 3 to go in this over, and then I'll hand over to Patrick as this next ball is pushed down the ground on the offside. No real power in the stroke. Didn't need to be because it runs quickly, and they have the 1, and they will settle for the 1, 5 for 77. 2 to go in this over, and it's now 50 required. No, 50 balls left, 60 required. So still gettable, but you need to have 10 or a dozen without a wicket at least.
Yeah, it's been a really good over by Waddington. He'd be very disappointed with that wide sneaking through.
This ball, he advances and swats it away on the offside. We'll get one. Misfielded, you could see that might be happening. They're getting tired. The legs are starting to say, woe is me.
Yeah,
And they get through for one run. It's 5 for 85. Stacey 3, Sharp 14. One ball left to complete the 12th over. We'll have a short break and then we'll have Patrick coming in to talk because the setup regarding this game continues to manoeuvre us into a position of uncertainty. That ball played away.
It's a no ball. He's called a no ball.
Yeah, it's another one.
By Charlesworth. So we're going to get a free hit as well. It's always interesting how a batsman or how a bowler is going to bowl a free hit ball, but how does a batsman approach it? Does he run down the wicket, go for the big hit, or just play a good cricket shot?
Well, that's a poor ball. A poor ball, hit behind square and well fielded. It was a loose ball down the leg side, hit with crispness, but not breaking through the field. That's the end of the over. It's a tight game here. More from the magnificent sports complex in Mildura in just a moment.
Alliance Biograin grows organic grains for strength, vitality and joy. Every grain carries the strength of the land, bringing real nourishment to every table. Because health isn't just about eating well, it's about living fully. Organic nutrition meets senior cricket. Alliance Biograin and CCMC, nourishing seniors, one meal, one match, one moment of joy.
And it's welcome back here to the Mildura Sports Precinct as we see a really good battle here. It's the Taverners are slowly turning the screws, or that big screwdriver that Peter Walsh talked about that they brought in earlier, that they're starting to get on top of them and making it a bit hard. The Saxon Kings are, I think, feeling a little bit of the pressure, how they need just to try and settle down, but they also need to get overrun a ball now.
5 for 79 after 12. Pat Silcox alongside of Darren Cheek as we wait on McLennan for his first delivery. Short and down the leg side and put away. That'll get to the boundary for 4. So disappointing start there from Richard McLennan. Just while I was sitting outside of the box and taking in the real-time action, Cheeky, I've got to say, Jamie Pitt, my goodness, he was loud out there on the voice. He was encouraging his bowlers. He was really orchestrating the field moves. He was down at the long-on boundary. He was the man that dropped that catch, and he threw out a big cry of anguish when he let it go. He was very disappointed with that.
Yeah, we saw on the vision how annoyed he was with himself. He had that chance, and he knows how important that wicket would have been, taking it to 6 wickets with only 4 left. I think Billy starts doing his dance. I think he's missed the fact that there's a power play. No, it couldn't be a power play. I don't know what he's swinging around about there. Oh, no ball.
This time, Stacey gets underneath it.
How strong was that?
He's hit it right into the coach's dugout on the full. I'm not sure who that is sitting there. That might be the franchise owner of the Saxon Kings. He was under tremendous pressure there.
He's having a little snooze there by the look of it. It'd be good to see that in slow-mo. He's having a little bit of a snooze. And the ball surprised him by landing right next to his... Could have landed in his pocket quite easily.
One of the biggest hits we've seen in the competition so far that time, as it's down the leg side and will be wide. So this is the over they've probably been looking for, isn't it? The Saxon Kings now, they move up to 12 runs in this first 3 deliveries, and that's really narrowed the equation down, 46 from 47.
Yeah, well, what an over so far. Is that one gone as he hits in the air on the onside, and that's a run to the 4. We saw the other night when a team was well under the pump, and of course that Roach came out and hit 5 6s and a 4 in the over for 34, and it just changed the whole game. And so maybe this is the over that could do the same for this game, because now we're getting back to under a run of ball now.
Makes you think that Chris Stacey has just decided, I'm going now, it's time to go in this 13th over. 42 from 46. He's got that really open stance. Goes again over the onside, and it's knocked up and caught there at backward square leg. That's a tidy piece of work. didn't quite come off the blade as quickly as what Stacey was hoping for. And the Taverners picking up another scalp. That's a really sharp piece of work from Jeff Mays, who was on his game there. He needed to be focused in the action, and he didn't quite get it in the first attempt, but was good enough to knock it up the second time around and did not make a mistake. And on his way is Chris Stacey for 17, 6 for 95.
And McClellan's face there, he was well pleased to see the end of him now, because after having 16, he's only had 3 legal balls, but 16 off the over so far. But he's glad that he's out of the way.
So it looks like it's Rechsteiner who will be the new man coming out to the middle to join Andrew Sharp, 6 for 95. So it's going to be a gripping struggle right the way through to the end here, you feel. 42 from 45, but only 4 wickets remaining. And it's not going the way the Kings would have hoped, certainly when we arrived here at the ground, Cheeky, at around about 5:30 this afternoon. I can tell you there is a wicket that's fallen at the John Hall Oval, but that game's just about done. Sandgropers 1 for 108 after 16. Lee still going. He's 51. Baranka was out. LBW to Snowed for 45. And they need a further 8 runs from 24 deliveries.
It's a very interesting finish, but Lightning Storm will probably be very pleased. It looks like they'll finish in the top 4 in the finals tomorrow, so they'll be well pleased that they finish nice and early and get home into bed. Bit of an earlier dinner than they used to this week. Oh.
Taken off the stumps there. Turned away towards the man at 45 on the leg side. Slight fumble. They'll get through for the 1. So score 6 for 96.
I still feel they don't need to do anything silly. Like that shot then, he stepped right outside off and as you say, took it off middle stump. Lucky he got that bat to it, because if he didn't get that bat to it, it was certainly an LB.
So Sharp facing up. Still a couple of balls of this Clennon over to come as they continue to move some troops out in the deep. Lots of finger pointing going on out there. They know they're right in the contest here, don't they, the Taverners?
Yep, they just need to tap it around, just get the singles as they tap.
Don't reckon they got through for one. Sharp's almost hit a wide there. I reckon it was really wide outside the off stump.
Yes, that could have been a ball to leave and get the wide 4. I thought he might have been able to push through for a quick single then, but they decided to stay where they are. He comes in again and just a bit too full, and it's pushed down to a deep cover. Run through for 2, so that's better running. That's good.
All right, so end of 13 overs. Saxon Kings 6 for 98. Sharp is 16. Rechsteiner is 1. And that equation, 39 to win, 42 deliveries, 4 wickets in hand.
That was a great over. To see it now get under one run of ball, so brilliant effort by the Kings. But the Taverners, this is a tight game. I'm not willing to call this at all.
Oh, really? You're going to sit on the fence?
Oh,
okay.
Gosh. I know they've got a couple of guys, and even our special guest, Anthony Wilkes, he can hit a big 6, but when you really need it at that end and you haven't got any wickets left to take the risk, this is going to be a close game.
Yeah, it is. Looks like Artie Richardson is coming into the attack. We're just trying to look into the crystal ball, Cheeky, as to what might line up tomorrow. We're pretty confident that EV2 Cricket will be the number 1 place side. Then maybe the Lightning Storm fall back to 4th based on their result going down at the John Hall Oval. So that's potentially the semi-final we'll see first up tomorrow at 9:30. I don't reckon the Saxon Kings, even if they do get over the line here, whether or not that net run rate can be impacted enough to be able to pick up the ground they need.
Yes, my maths is certainly not good enough to work out what 0.4 needs to happen here for Saxtons.
Yeah, look, I don't think, based on the result from the other game, I don't think it's whatever they can achieve here is going to be enough, as we see Artie Richardson just taking a cold run through there at the bowler's end. Almost thought he was going to let that go through to the keeper then, but he had the ball in his left hand.
No one else was watching.
No. 39 to win, 42 balls remain. About 9:15 local time here in Mildura. So we continue with the global over 50s T20 Festivale. And this one is game number 27. What a fantastic week and a half we've enjoyed, and it all comes together with an absolute explosion of action tomorrow.
See what Reichsteiner takes on with this ball.
Oh, he takes plenty.
Sure.
Swings her away out into the onside, goes for 4. So that's the perfect start for the Kings. 6 for 102, 35 to win, 41 balls remaining.
Well, that was an interesting run up there for the bowler. Had a few little steps. I wonder, I remember hearing the other day in your call you were trying to count how many steps a bowler was taking. And
that's the big Canadian quick.
The big Canadian, the big Canadian quick, yeah. Coming in from square leg. But he might be about the same. I think I remember you calling 23 steps.
Yeah, he just does a little shuffle as he just gets his momentum set. Again, angles down the leg side, and it's going to beat the man who's fielding on the 45, and it should just about get to the rope, and does. Disappointing there. Lloyd Blomfield just couldn't quite get down underneath it. And 2 boundaries in 2 balls, and this has been a super start to over number 14 for the Kings.
Yeah, that's unfortunate for him there. I think, like I like to always call the Masters roll, when you can't quite bend your back enough to go into that roll and get on the ground and stop it. And that was a good time to do that Masters roll, because it got through his legs, and the skipper will be very disappointed with that. Comes in again, and it's the same ball, bit short, and it's pulled to, and luckily that stopped there at mid-wicket.
Nice effort from Newbold to prevent it from getting out towards the boundary. So now we get the left-handed Sharp on strike. 30 to win, 39 balls remaining. Had 9 runs from this over so far from Artie Richardson. Looks like he's going to come through past the umpire and around the wicket.
There he goes, and gets into his rhythm, and then just throws it in, and they just push it through to cover. What's the term for that when you bowl? I heard it only the other day for the first time ever in my cricket career. There's a term for bowling between the wicket and the umpire and coming around the wicket.
I know it's always instructing the umpire that I'm coming through the gap between the umpire and the wickets as the ball's lofted out into the offside, out towards the point boundary. They'll get through for a single. He would have played a bit of cricket with one of our locals, Brad Perdue, who's a left arm normally over the wicket, but generally when he comes around, he'll go through past the umpire inside and around. Sometimes a little bit difficult for the batsman to pick up in that sort of situation. Sharp has struck on the pad. It's going down the leg side. So that's the end of the 14th. Saxon Kings 6 for 109. They need 28 to win from 36 deliveries.
That prior ball before that one, we saw Darren Boardman take the ball, sweeping around the boundary, and I think he's been an exceptionally good fielder tonight. He's had a lot of energy, a lot of running, and a good arm, and earlier on I spotted that he'd run in from the boundary and backed up his fielder that was on the little circle in the middle, and he misfielded it, but he was only a metre or 2 behind him and quickly picked it up and threw it in. And since then I've just been watching it. Just his work rate's been fantastic. And
he's been a real hustler when he's been at the bowling crease as well. Certainly getting through his work, as it looks like Jamie Pitts coming back into the attack. 9 for 10, so the skipper trying to lead from the front here as he marshals the troops, trying to make sure he's got those key positions covered out on the boundary. We close in on power play number 3 at the end of this over, so that will mean an extra man outside the circle. Pitt's still not quite happy with where he's got them at the moment. Certainly taking his time. I'm not sure whether they are going to be under the pump for time with their overs. 9:16 local time. Not sure what our cut-off is, Cheeky. I'm thinking, would it be 9:30ish?
No, I haven't actually asked the umpires what the actual cut-off is. I know I asked them whether they're up with their over rate or not, but I've never actually thought of asking them what time they are meant to finish by. But they seem to have been bowling, getting through their overs quick tonight. There's just been a couple of stutters.
So Pitt's now going to revert back to bowling over the wicket to the left-handed Sharp. He's 17. Rechstein has got to 11 in rapid time, just the 5 deliveries. So 28 to win from 36 balls remaining as we check in on the John Hall Oval, and she is all over, with the Sandgropers winning by 8 wickets, 2 for 116. Jamie Lee was 56 not out. Benny Warren was out for 1. And Jared Wyeth coming in just to pick up the single to knock over the winning run. So the Sandgropers, I reckon, have, if not won 4, they've won 5 on the bounce.
Yes, and they're a good. I really think that they were my favourites when we're talking around about who we thought would win today around the lunch table, and they got a very good batting lineup. As Pitt continues, and the captain here taking to him, doing a really good lovely fielding there, diving out chased the ball out and dived out to the left and stopped it with his left arm, but they still scurried through for a single.
So we've got an updated table now. That game is completed on the website. So Sandgrope has finished third with 5 wins, 2 losses, net run rate of 0.5 and 10 points. Lightning Storm, 4 wins, 3 losses, 8 points, 0.85. So that's the differential as we wait for this one from Pitt as it's coming back inside nicely from outside the off stump, and a good bit of work from the keeper to knock it down. So the differential and net run rate, Lightning Storm 0.85, Saxon Kings going into this game 0.01. So can they make up that difference? They've got to win the game first, of course, which they haven't achieved just yet. But it's certainly going to stand our statisticians scurrying to get the numbers together, and there'll be a lot of people keenly checking in on that updated table in around about 30-odd minutes' time.
This is a fantastic over by the skipper. He's had 3 dots in the over and 2 singles, so only 2 runs off the 5 balls, 1 ball remaining. What a great over.
So it's the last one of the 15th. We'll go to a quick break at the end of this. Peter Walsh will rejoin us on the mic, 6 for 111. You can stick in, Cheeky. I'll head out to the cheap seats and have a look from outside as it struck back and maybe collecting Andrew Sharp at the non-striker's end. There was a desperate attempt to stop it once and twice, but they can't prevent the boundary, so it goes all the way. And so after 15 overs here at the Mildura Sporting Precinct, it is the Saxon Kings 6 for 115.
Six for 115. 22 off 30 deliveries. Lakesteiner 16, Sharp 18, Richardson is going to continue. Tight finish. Which way will it go, Darren? What do you think, big fella?
Well, I'm going up and down and sitting on the fence, and after that last over, I think might be back to the Saxtons again now.
This first ball of the next over worked away behind square for a single. Some clapping out there. Lots of animation from all and sundry because this game drawing to a close. The score at 6 for 115. 22 to win off 30 deliveries.
Yep.
But 4 wickets, that's the big stat.
That's the big stat. But we saw with this being less than 1 run and over, 1 run a bowl, that a 4 makes such a big difference. And what about a 6? Does that make a lot of difference?
That's a big hit. It bounced down. It's well fielded on the run. That was extremely well done by Rob Bartlett, who raced in. Was that our good friend out there, Al Bourguer? Anyway, the ball's been picked up and it's been thrown back in. 6 for 117. And we've got now 20 runs off 28. This ball dragged away on the onside. Good shot. But
And
well
great fielding
fielded.
and well
Magnificent fielding.
That's
that
great.
was good.
The skipper did extremely well then, diving out and stopping that ball certain 4.
Hit with authority, but unfortunately the placement wasn't there. 6 for 117. He's tried the same shot again, and this time he reached the fieldsman, and it will run all the way and hit Robinson's plumbing sign. It slaps that in the pipe, and that will be a boundary. A good shot too. Just what was needed as we are early days in this over. 15.4 overs bowled, 6 for 121. 16 to win with 26 balls remaining. A wicket is an absolute necessity now. Right now.
1 4 and over and
dragged away on the onside. They run quickly. The return back is very good indeed. The wicketkeeper takes the ball and flips the bails off, but they're through for 1 6 for 122. 15 to go with 25 balls.
That's great running between the wicket there, and now we see that we've got 7 off the over, and they're certainly well above the run rate required, and 15 runs to win now of 25 balls.
Good partnership this, doing well. 6 for 122. Richardson. And the attempted push away on the offside. There's no contact through it. Goes to the keeper. Some hands being clapped out there in the field. It's a nice night. But there's some emotion from both teams looking to try and finish off before we go into the last day tomorrow and finish off with a W. 6 for 122. Lake Steiner is 17 and Sharp 24. And we've gone 16 overs of what's been a fascinating game, despite the fact that, Darren Cheek, it's not a big score.
No, it's not a big score. And early on, it was just those early wickets that Taverners managed to get that have put Saxons on the back foot. But now they're really starting to, maybe power home. What's your call? You ask what's your wasp of the night?
Oh, well, look, they've got the runs to chase down and they've got plenty of balls, so I think they'll win, and they'll win without losing another wicket. How's that?
It's a very good call. Yeah. One I didn't expect there.
No, well, there you go. We'll see what happens. You might change me straight away. That one is pushed away on the offside. They start for a single, but no is the call. So there needs to be some tight bowling, but as well as tight bowling, with only 15 runs to go and with 23 balls remaining, they have to pick up a wicket. It's that simple.
That was certainly a question I wouldn't ask our fellow commentator, Pat, because each time we've asked him if he'd called that, there would have been a hat-trick bowled in the next 3 balls.
Push. That's a good shot too, out to the boundary. It won't reach for 4, but they'll come back to complete a couple. That's a good shot too. Delivered well, played with poise, and there's a fair amount of Veterans Championship written all over the faces of these two guys who are batting. Steiner, 17 and Sharp 26. Good partnership. 13 to go off 22 deliveries. This ball is hit straight back down the ground. The bowler is all right, but the batsman at the opposite end, he might have been thinking there of Anthony Wilkes, because he had to open his legs for the ball to go between his legs as it rolled down the ground. And he did that in fine style, and they got the run. 6 for 125. 12 to go with 21 balls remaining. We'll wrap it up as soon as we finish this game and get ourselves ready to find out what's going to happen tomorrow with a big game. Of course, tomorrow night with all of the trophies that are to be sent in different directions, and that'll be a good night too. On the river, that'll be good fun.
I like the skipper Jamie Pitt here. He's still fighting it out to the end. You can see that competitive nature in his face, and he's marshalling his troops to the exact position he's needed. I like what he's doing here, and also that he's taking the ball at the end of the innings, probably one of the most important overs, this one.
Pitt in, bowls, hit back down the ground, good shot, well fielded this time. We've seen a couple of disappointments in the field, but that was good. Stacey got across and knocked the ball down, and it's 6 for 126. And there's a big smile on the face of one of those Tara players, the Tara Taverners.
Just put his body on the line, dived on that ball, and didn't let that one through.
No, when you dive, you've got to get up then. That's the hard thing. 6 for 126. 11 to go. This ball, slow full toss, hit back down the ground, good shot. Is there a fieldsman down there? There is. We spot the fieldsman as our camera crew jump up and down and get the message across to us that we want to see, and that's where the ball goes. And it's 6 for 127. Lake Steiner 18, Sharp 28. And we're 1 ball shy of the finish of this over with just 10 runs to win, 19 balls remaining. Let's see. What can we see happen with this one? Wide outside the off stump, cut magnificently off the front foot out to the fence for just a couple. That fieldsman appears out of nowhere, and he picks it up and bounces the return back, which is good. And so there's a couple of runs. 8 runs to win, 6 for 129. Lake Steiner 20 and Sharp is 28, and they look as if now it's going to be a comfortable win.
Yes, they moved on nicely there. What they end up with 7 off the over. 8 runs to win now off 18 balls. They can lose a wicket every 2 runs and they'll be home.
They won't want to do that.
No.
They want to get across and feel confident, feel good about what's happening now, and then go and find somewhere to gnaw on a sausage or have something to drink and then have a snooze and they're up and at 'em again.
And we haven't got our little calculators here, so I'm not sure how that matters, if it matters with wickets compared to the runs, whether it's just on the run rate only. So maybe it might be interesting to try and get those runs quicker and try and finish it off this over, a couple overs spare, if it makes a difference to their overall run rate.
Well, let's see what's going to happen now with the Kings requiring 8 of 18 balls. This ball first of the next over outside the off stumper, playing a miss. Plenty on it, or there was to be plenty on it, but he missed it.
Yeah, even a nice little top edge would have been nice there. I passed the keeper down to the boundary.
8 off 18 makes it 8 off 17. And new bowled in, second ball of the over. Tosses up, full toss, hit straight
Sharp
back down the
slugs
ground.
again.
They'll run one. That's all.
Oh, beautiful fielding again.
And they're going to come back on the they're going to come back on the misfield, which is a bit hard to call that because he stopped it, but they're able to get back and complete too. So it's 6 runs to win, with 14 balls remaining, 6 for 131.
These Taverners are certainly putting a lot of effort in the field, running and sliding.
He tosses up, and the attempted drag away on the onside, a miss. There's plenty on it, some oof and energy displayed there on the facial expressions of Sharp, but he missed.
Taken so cleanly again.
Let's have a look and see. We wait. 6 runs to win. This ball tossed up, and well played too. He pushed away on the onside. They go for one. That'll do. They're happy enough to get through for the one. And it means 5 runs to win. Plenty of balls to go. 14 to go. Rechsteiner 20. Sharp 31. 6 for 132. 5 runs to win. 14 balls to go.
Just 1-6 off the last ball, as you enjoyed calling. A maximum here would be very handy for them.
What will they do? Let's have a look. We won't have to wait much longer. Newland in bowls, new bowl, and that's outside the leg stump, and it's pulled away, and it bounces just shy of the fieldsman fielding it backward square. Got the return back in a hurry, and there's no run. So that's a dot ball, 1 ball remaining, and we then finish this over with a couple to go. We've got 13 balls remaining and 5 runs to win. 5 to win. 6 for 132. Round the wicket. He steps back and then pulls the ball viciously away on the onside for 4. Good shot. Gave himself plenty of room. Walked across his stumps and then hammered it away into the open spaces. And it's 1 run to win, 6 for 136. Rechsteiner 24 and Sharp is 17. And this partnership, it's rolling along nicely now. They've put on 41 runs, and that is exactly what they needed to get across the line and win the game, and they will.
Absolutely. That was a great over for them, and now the scores are all level. Could we see a draw and our first bowl off?
No, we won't. Just settle down, Darren. Just go carefully. No, this is a good win too. It's a win. There's a fair bit before the game about who's going to do what, and there were some thoughts and theories about the way it would be working out. Saxon King 6 for 136, and their score now is 1 shy of the win. Let's have a look and see what happens as we see number 12. Let's have a look who that is coming into the attack now. Is that Robertson?
Yeah, it's Robinson. Merrick Robinson coming into bowl.
And now he is on his way in now. And he bowls. And he's hit straight back down the ground over the top, out to the fence for 4. And that's thank you, mother, for the rabbits, because that is the end of the day. A good shot. And Billy's gone crazy. Billy's lost the plot. He's running around doing gymnastic. He's assaulting players in a friendly way. Good on you, Billy. 6 for 140, Rechsteiner 24 and Sharp on 35. We'll wrap this up quickly. That was a good result in the finish. Plenty of action happening, and we can call the action and tell you that in the last game that we're seeing at this venue before tomorrow, we see a 6 for 140, and that victory in the finish was with 11 balls remaining and 4 wickets in hand. Some quick thoughts from Darren Cheek before we wrap it up here at the Mildura complex, which is certainly a magnificent place to call cricket.
Well, I think that was a really good game tonight, and look, you don't like to say it was an honourable loss, but I thought Tara Taverners did a played very well tonight. They got a good score on the board. They would have been disappointed with a couple of their results earlier, and to finish off like that and to be right in the ball game right to the very end with only 11 balls to go, and it was a really good effort by the Taverners. But Saxon Kings, they put on the strength at the end and showed their batting lineup, had that good partnership right at the end, and carried it through at 6 and it ended up being a really good win.
Hope you've enjoyed our coverage coming to you from Mildura. A lot of cricket was on today and a lot more is on tomorrow because we have the 4 games and the conclusion is the last venue, or the last game will be at 2 o'clock where we're broadcasting from, and that will be the best 2 teams in the competition who'll be battling it out for that fairly sizable money that is there for the grab. My thanks to all and sundry for their assistance out here at this complex. Hope you've enjoyed our coverage. We've enjoyed bringing it to you. And with a tinge of sadness, we'll be saying goodbye to everyone tomorrow because it's all over Red Rover. But tonight, thank you for watching live from Mildura. That's it from SOC TV.